Welcome, everybody, to the Two Goalies, One Mic NHL Draft edition. The lead up here, Gary Bettman just left the podium. He has I believe it's the son of Guy Lafleur up at the podium. I'm assuming to announce the Montreal Canadiens pick. Of course, Gary gets the Boo Birds, as we're all used to. Super excited, though. Obviously, Buffalo sits at 9, 16, and 28. Just announced Guy Lafleur has not Guy Lafleur, I apologize. Marc-Andre Fleury, another Flower, has been extended by the Minnesota Wild for the next 2 seasons. So another goalie off the board here on draft day. You know, there's been a lot of speculation. Where will Buffalo get their next goaltender? Will it be, will it be? We thought it might have been Matt Murray earlier in the day, and Elliot Friedman reported that not so much the case because Matt Murray wouldn't waive his no trade clause to come to Buffalo, and then Ottawa makes the deal with the Chicago Blackhawks, the big blockbuster deal of the day. Alex DeBrincat going to the Ottawa Senators in exchange for pick number 7, pick number 39, and I believe a third-round pick in the 2024 draft, which to me is just they got fleeced. Chicago got fleeced. They deserve it, to be honest. They're a trash organization, but they got absolutely fleeced for a young 40-goal scorer who hasn't even touched his ceiling yet. And, we'll see what happens here. A lot of deals being made today. You saw they're actually ready to make the pick here, I believe. So I'm going to shut my mouth here for a second as we find out if Shane Wright will be going first overall. Oh, no, actually, no. They're talking about Michael Bossy. I believe it's a family member of Michael Bossy. Sorry, I feel kind of disrespectful as I'm talking over her. But they're just kind of giving them in memory speeches for Guy Lafleur and Mike Bossy. So still some lead up here to the first overall pick, and rightfully so. It's in Montreal. A beloved kid from Burlington, Ontario, that a lot of Montreal fans do want to see come to the organization. Slavoski is another name being tossed around. We'll see what happens here because it can go any way. I think Shane Wright was, before the season started, the consensus, first overall pick for Montreal. And obviously not so much anymore. But we'll see what happens. I'm going to get a few more guys in here, hopefully here to join us here momentarily. Just waiting on some fresh faces. But I'm excited. Again, Buffalo sitting at 9, 16, and 28. And from the Boos, I believe Gary Bettman is back on the podium. I just love it. He just loves being booed. He embraces it. Oh, they're bringing up Marty St. Louis to the podium. And the guy joining me now who thinks he has the best hair on the show, Carson Gatesy himself. St. Louis has just gotten to the stage. I believe he's approaching the podium. I'm assuming they're probably going to have him be the guy that makes us pick, right? Beloved French Canadian and Martin St. Louis.
It's a massive stage.
Oh, my God. We'll see what happens here. All right. Carson, how do you feel about it? Do you think they go Shane Wright here?
I think they just have to. I think it'd be such a ballsy play to go away from that. And you're sticking your neck. Like, your whole career is going to be based on this pick if you go away from Wright. Like, if you pick Wright and he's not as good as he's supposed to be, it's like that was the best player, like, consensus pick. There's not too much you can do with that, We'll see.
Yeah. No, he's getting ready to make the pick now.
Kind of sets everything up here. Wow. Did you go to the draft?
I hate that stupid soccer song. I really do. Who is pick number 3? Is it Arizona? Yep.
Yeah. Devils, Arizona. Seattle, Philly.
Let's see what happens here.
Still can't believe the DeBrincat trade.
I really wish I knew what he was saying. Yeah. No clue. Took Spanish in high school, guys.
Yeah.
I honestly envy anybody who's at that draft, though, because like Montreal is such a fun place to go. I've heard nothing but great things about that organization.
And the environment there too looks just like so.
Yeah, it's electric. It's an absolute electric thing.
Were you in Buffalo when they had it?
Yeah, when they picked. Let me start. And they picked Nylander. Here we go. Come on, make the pick. Marty, make the pick.
They're taking their time tonight with everything.
They're really soaking it in.
I know. Yep.
Come on, just make the pick, man. Oh, God. People are just tuning in right now. They're like, what the hell? These guys are just quiet. They're not saying anything. I personally think the best player at the top of this draft, I think personally the best player at this draft is Logan Cooley. That's just my opinion. I'm big on the U.S. development program. I think they've come such a long way over the last decade. I think they're just producing nothing but great NHL players. You've seen Quinn Hughes, both Hughes, coming out of the development program. Obviously, Jack Eichel coming out of the development program. Tough subject to talk about, but there's so many great hockey players coming out of the NTDP, and I think Logan Cooley's the next one, right? I just think he's a stud.
So my buddies skate with him here in Pittsburgh over the summer, and they say he's so good. Just it leaps and bounds. He's keeping up with a lot of the NHL guys skating with him, and it'll be fun to watch.
We had Jack Hughes, not that Jack Hughes, but Jack Hughes, son of Kent Hughes, on the show, and he said just playing with him in the program, it was just insane to watch him. Like it was just like everything he did was just finesse and perfect.
Yeah. It's crazy, these kids. Batman's up. Maybe we get a pick now.
Well, I'm assuming they'll probably either have St. Louis or Kent Hughes make the pick. GM. It was funny. We fully forgot too when we had Jack on that he was the son of the Montreal GM. Completely forgot. Like, I mean, I knew like going in, but it just slipped my mind to even ask Jack. Like, hey, you think your dad's going to be calling your name come draft day at any point? You think throughout this whole process, would that be a dream come true?
He's got a lot of options,
for sure.
Brothers in New York, grew up in Boston. Chances are he could be happy. Friedman just tweeted.
You are on the clock.
Friedman says we got something between Vancouver and the Islanders.
Something's cooking?
Something's cooking.
Something's cooking. Warm. And this is from Friedman or LeBron?
Yep. Friedman.
See, I subscribed to his tweet.
Yeah,
Josh Man's an agent has met with the As management here in Montreal. Cutter with lots of balls up in the air, clearly expressing their desire. So Montreal's trying to keep Manson around, which is a good move. I like Manson a lot. I think he's a really gritty defenseman. He plays a lot of jam, and I think he was a big part of the reason why they won the cup.
Yeah, I love these 3 minute. On the clock for 3 minutes, a lot nicer than the NFL 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's great. This is fantastic.
A little quicker.
Let's go. I mean, an hour at commercial. So, what do you expect the Sabres to do today, Carson? I mean, do you think they make all 3 picks? Do you think, Kevin Adams has something up his sleeve? We've already seen DeBrincat get traded in a deal where I think Chicago got absolutely fleeced. And that kind of concerns me because it's like Buffalo had so much more to offer Chicago if that's all it took to get Alex DeBrincat, a young 40-goal scorer who hasn't even, like, his best years are still in front of him.
Yeah, and we talked about the rumors the other day on how it'd be a first, maybe a couple firsts, a top prospect and all this. And what it ended up being is, like, we were ready to give up sell the farm for DeBrincat and see what it actually goes for. It hurts a bit. But with the 3 picks, I feel like based especially on what happened today with the Matt Murray situation, I could see maybe a later one being flipped out. but I still see picks coming into Buffalo at the end of the day, unless there's just an offer there that Kevin with a Y just can't refuse. But I'm excited to see who does at 9. Based like his previous draft, he took Jack Quinn. I mean, Buffalo Twitter was not super happy with that in the moment, but it's worked out really well. He got given Owen Power, and then Isaac Rosin's got a big year coming up. So I'll be interested to see what he does here. He's got 3 first-rounders, so trying to make some money.
I get like, it's good to build through the draft, and I 100% agree with it, but I think there's moves to be made, like the DeBrincat one, where you're not really hurting your development. You know what I mean? Like, you're bringing in a guy who's, he's due up for his qualifying offer, and, he's due for a big payday, but you have the cap space. He's a piece that's going to be integral to your success going forward. And let's be real, like, who on this roster is so irreplaceable that you can't bring in Alex DeBrincat?
Exactly. It's just whether or not you believe in this core of forwards, really, that they can get the job done. I mean, most of them have big paydays coming up soon. It's whether you want to pay them or move on from them and get someone new. But I don't know.
I just see a tweet from Bob McKenzie. Let me check this out real quick.
Can't get got tonight either. We gotta double check on these.
Yeah. All Bobby Margs just tweeted out was Yurov Slavkovsky. That's all. He just tweeted his name just now. So I don't know what that means.
Nope. They're walking up to the podium now on my phone. So
Jesus, man, this really is a toss-up, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm shocked. I would rather have Cooley than Slav, but
I'd rather have Cooley than all 3.
Yeah.
Personally,
the only reason for right is just to save yourself to PM, but I'm shocked to see Frank Nazar ranked so highly.
You think you're surprised to see him ranked that highly?
Well, I agree he's a good player, but he hasn't been getting a lot of love from kind of the bigger outlets, and ESPN hasn't ranked 7th.
Here we go.
A little monologue, maybe.
Thinking all the integral parts.
Yeah.
Dude, a year ago they were in the finals.
Now you're drafting first.
Yeah.
That team. Here you go.
Look how slow they're going.
They're taking their time, man. Yeah. Getting their money's worth out of this TV time.
Wow! Wow! He went Slavoski! Wow! He would, dude. You gotta see the look on his face. Wow! Holy shit! Immediate response. How are you feeling right now?
Stunned. I mean, this was Wright's draft to lose, and he lost it. And I think this shakes the whole board. I'm not sure many teams would expect him to fall, but now I think the whole night's kind of up in the air.
Really, that really turns a lot of boards upside down right now that Shane Wright falls to 2. I don't see New Jersey taking Shane Wright. They don't need another center. They have enough centers.
Well, that would be perfect for them. A big scoring winger, and they already have Jack Hughes there.
Yeah, like wow. I don't see them. I don't see them at all taking. I mean, I would love to see Shane Wright in Buffalo. I think New Jersey might try. I bet you they have offers on the table right now for this pick if this exact situation happened.
100%. I wonder who steps in.
Wow.
I mean, this would have been a great time for Chicago to trade to Brinkat.
John, here's a good tweet. Don Cherry is rolling in his grave right now. Love this pick for the sport from Cody Severson, friend of the program out of Vancouver. Wow. That's insanity.
I can't think of the last time we had a surprise at first overall. Really, I can't think of a major sport. It's been a while. But hockey, every draft is been basically solidified. Wow.
But like, there were comparisons between this Slavaski and Capo Caco and the type of how they played, like in the internationally. They really came on late into this thing and really put himself in a position to go first overall. Like, I don't think they're the same. It's going to be the same situation. I think Slavaski's going to has a higher ceiling, and I think he's going to meet expectations. But like Capo Caco had very like outlandish numbers in the international tournaments when he was drafted by the Rangers, and then he just hasn't even remotely come close to living up to those expectations.
I'm still just shocked. It's such a gamble. Oh.
Where do you? So what does New Jersey do here, Carson?
If I was them, I would trade out. I think it'd be you can't. I think it'd be really bold to take anyone other than Wright at 2. And Wright, I mean, granted, you want the best player available, but that's just someone that doesn't. I think it'd be hard. We already have Jack Hughes there, Nico. Yeah. It just be now they're. I mean, teams know that. They're probably one other spot. They probably can't get as much as they wanted originally, but let the chaos begin. Here we go. They got to trade out. Unless they
right?
Nico's on the block. I don't know. You seen the movie Draft Day?
Yeah, this is a lot like that, right? Like I feel like this is it.
No
They're playing Slavaski no matter what.
Yeah. Shane Wright's birthday, no one was there.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, nobody was there for his birthday. His teammates didn't show up.
Wow. I'm still just baffled. I wonder if this. I mean, the clock hasn't started for the Devils yet, so. Interesting. I can't tell if all this chaos will help or hurt the Sabres at 9.
Jesus, man, this is wild. Oh, wow. I'm speechless. Kent Hughes, father of our guest earlier this week, Jack Hughes. It would have been nice to know. I'm going to text Jack right now. How do you feel about that, bud? Yeah. I'm gonna get some firsthand information. How do you feel about that, bud? We had Kent Hughes on 2 Goalies, 1 mic earlier this week. I'm gonna see if he'll answer me. Like how we feeling about that pick, bud? Did Dad make the right pick? He won't say anything, but still, it's still great. Like
I did a mock draft for my buddies for production.
This is wild. Yeah,
we had Slav going 5th to the Flyers.
I wouldn't put him down as low as 5th.
Yeah, I mean that's just the way the board.
I'm just blown away, man. Like he was just the hometown kid. Like,
yeah,
man. I don't know. That's wild. That is wild.
We'll see what happens.
First Slovakian to ever go first overall, by the way. And this kid, he is a big reason why they medaled in the Olympics. You know what I mean? They took a bronze. They've never medaled in the Olympics before, so he was a huge reason why. So again, named MVP. He was MVP of the 2022 Olympics.
Yeah.
Led the tournament goals, as we obviously see on the screen. Yeah. 10 points in 31 games this season for TPS in the Finnish Elite League. Again, that's a league where you do play with men. Like that's not that's really not just like a junior league. That's one of the best leagues in Europe. And represented Slovakia at all the world tournaments from 2021 and 2022. So yeah.
Jersey's on the clock.
He sees it's humbly. I still can't believe I went first. Like, yeah, so is like most of the world, man. Like no, I even all the hype around. I still expected Shane Wright to go first.
Yeah, it just. What do you think moves up to 2? If New Jersey trades out, who makes the most sense to pop up there? Like Arizona, Seattle
has the assets, dude. They have the assets to make. That's why New Jersey isn't up there yet. They're working the phones right now. I guarantee it. They're working the phones right now. Elliot Freeman just tweeted, Devils maybe going defense here. Dude, you have to get into that top 3 or top 4. Yeah. If the Devils go defense here, you have to go. Kevin, you have it. You have the assets, dude. You have it. Make it happen, bro. Make it happen. Oh, I'm losing my mind right now.
Wow. I need the chaos. Give it to me.
Do you have any mock drafts up in front of you? Because I want to see how off the board this draft is about to get.
Yeah, I can pull up Bob McKenzie's. I'll just look them all up.
Oh my God. Here, Yaroslav says he felt like he was going to be first overall sometime after the IIHF World Hockey Championships during the combine. He said the Canadians' name seemed interested in him. I mean, if you feel like you're going first just after all that, they must have had some intense conversations with you.
They Slav met with Montreal ownership this morning. They said it went well, but I'm still just shocked that.
Wow.
Crazy. Corey Pronman of the Athletic had Slav going 1, Jiricek going 2 to the Devils, Cooley 3, and Wright 4 to Seattle. That is, wow. It's actually it's working right now for him.
I'm just blown away, dude. Like that's
they kept it.
The Devils have centers in Hirscher, Hughes, and Mercer.
Mercer too.
It's wild.
I don't know why he would just move back a little bit. One of those two D-men are still on the board.
I'm blown away, man. I'm absolutely blown away.
Give it.
And now all the drama starts, and this is why we're gonna wait an hour and a half until we get to that.
Oh, this is fun.
They got to go. Slavovsky. I'm butchering this right now.
SLAV.
Isn't it SLAF?
But yeah, SLAF, KOV, SKY. Yeah, Leckermacki going to the Sabres at 9. This mock draft, that's looking pretty good right now. Brodeur announcing it.
I love it.
Same. Wow. This is the most fun I've had watching a draft in a while.
So they're making the pick.
Yep. Give me chaos. Give me a defenseman off the board. This is draft day. Yep. There we go.
Wow. Nemec.
Wow.
Nemec goes second overall.
Shane Wright.
That's wild.
Wow. Oh, that close in on Wright. This is going to be talked about for a while. Forever.
Right?
Yeah. He was locked, like set in stone to go first overall for years now.
Mm-hmm.
And then 3 months before the draft, games are done, and it's like, oh, maybe he won't anymore. Now he's falling to at least Arizona. So got Cooley on the board too.
I'm just, dude. I mean, this was always possible. This was always possible, but I am blown away. I'm blown away that Shane Wright and and Cam Robinson said this too. Is like, don't be surprised if he falls out of the top 3. Like Shane Wright could easily fall out of the top 3 here.
I didn't believe it. Also, 2 Slovakians, 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see him transition to the NHL. Devils needed a good defenseman too. They got the center.
Yeah, I just blown away.
Got enough people on stage there.
Here from friend of the program, Chris Peters. Simon Nemec joins Yaroslav Slavovsky at as the first ever 1-2 draft for Slovakia. The last decade has been so lean for that country, but this year's class changes the entire outlook of the future.
Yeah. Wow. Do you think any of these guys make the jump to the NHL this year?
I mean, I think you're looking at two guys that both these guys have the ability to play in the NHL this year.
Yeah. Well, it's nice
he was hands down the top pick of the you know what I mean, of the draft. He's a top defenseman. I'm personally, I like Lane Hudson from the NCDP program. I think the only reason he's not the best defenseman at the top defenseman in this draft is because of his size at 5'8", 5'9".
Where the game's
I think he's second all time for the program in terms of points from a defenseman.
Wow.
I think he's like second to like Quinn Hughes, maybe. Guys just put unreal numbers, and even Chris Peters was even telling us yesterday. He goes, "Listen, this kid is legit. He's the real deal, and he's gonna turn heads. He's gonna turn heads, and whoever's getting him is getting a great, offensively gifted, high IQ defenseman." And I hope if Buffalo still has that pick at 28, that they or even early second day, they take a chance on him. And always a left-handed shot, but I mean, I think you're looking for right-handed shot defense that are going to help you now rather than later. And Lane Hudson's the type of guy that you can put in Rochester and let him develop and grow.
Yeah, and the thing is, Bob McKenzie had him ranked 40th, so that pick will still probably be available tomorrow. But I mean, the way this draft's going, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
This is just Arizona's going now. See,
I think so. People got to be working the phones right now, right? Like it's just like it was Shane Wright and Logan Cooley, the number 1 and 2 rated players in the same entire draft, fall out of the top 2. Like their teams have to be working. If I'm Kevin Adams, I'm like, how are you not? Both those guys are there.
Seattle has to be so happy right now that they're going to land one of those 2 players. Picking up 4. Like they're to go with Beniers. That's a good 1-2 punch for the future. Beniers and Cooley together.
Yep.
That'd be wow. I'm still just shocked on this right decline. Let's see. Got a minute left for Arizona. Nothing new. And they're just kind of going. They're in like no man's land right now. So got guys like Clayton Keller, Chikrin. They could really clean up this draft.
Is it 2 players?
Wow. Good for Slovakia.
Yep.
Like, good to grow the game. Like, it's nice not having an American or a Canadian going 1 or 2 every year.
It's SLAFKOVSKY, correct?
Yeah, I got it right here.
Slavkovsky. Wow, good for them.
SLAFKOV Sky.
Yep, there we go.
Slavkovsky. Yeah, Bob McKenzie had him ranked 1 too. We'll see. It's a fun draft because even after the top 5, it's all just it could be anyone.
Yep.
Those like 5 through 15. It'll be a fun one. Got a charger.
I'm blown away. Shane Wright and Logan Cooley still just sitting there. And I'm alone. Sorry if we're not entertaining right now, but we're obviously just covering these picks as they come in. Obviously, again, fifth ranked forward. Mel Megan's best available. Melvin Chaika. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. They have Frank Nazar ranked number 5.
That's good for him.
Oh, the Coyotes are making the pick. I have to imagine they're going Shane right here. You have to.
You have to. If it's not Wright or Cooley, I'll be baffled.
I can't believe Shane Wright fell to 3.
Let's see. They got the matching memo too, blue suits.
Mm-hmm. Buongiorno. See what happens here.
You're ahead of me by a couple seconds, so judge off your reaction here.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's see.
See what happens here.
Who gets to play in the college arena? Let's see.
Yeah. The 5,000 seat arena.
Yeah, I mean,
which is hilarious and embarrassing at the same time for the NHL. I'm sorry, it's embarrassing.
yeah, I mean, I just got to go to Logan Cooley, going to school.
Arizona State University gets booed by the crowd in Montreal.
Wow.
Frank Cervelli just tweeted, Logan Cooley goes number 3. Logan Cooley, I'm blown away.
Wow. Shane Wright 4. It's draft day. Montreal's going to trade in and pick them both up.
Wow.
I never would have guessed him to fall 4. Logan Cooley, good for him. Wow. He's got to get drafted. I can't stop. Wow. I can't watch these clips of him after everyone else gets picked. He's got to sit there and eat it.
I'm just blown away. I am absolutely blown away right now. And Shane Wright is still just chilling there. And I was watching. I'm sorry, I am paying attention. I'm just like I'm multitasking here. Working the 2 goalies on my Twitter page, tweeting out the picks as they come along. Logan Cooley doing the Michigan there. I think he's even surprised he went to Arizona, to be honest with you.
I mean, if you would have told him a year ago that he'd be picked ahead of Shane Wright, I'm sure he'd tell you no way.
Right? Wow. Wow. So, I mean, what does this do for that franchise, to Arizona? They've just been a dumpster fire for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Where is that team heading? Why are they still in Arizona to begin with? 100% honest, to be 100% honest with you.
Yeah, and tough with that.
Do they? I mean, are they trending in the right direction? Even you have a good core of players there right now. You still need goaltending, and now you just add a guy like Logan Cooley.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that's going in Arizona's favor is this is already a good draft, and next year's draft looks even better. If they can kind of unload these players they have currently for picks now and next year, that'll really help them to kind of speed up this another rebuild that they're going through. And, I mean, Cooley's a great first piece to start off for them.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to build around anyone in this draft, I think he'd be a good
I personally think he's the best all-around player. He's the best 200-foot player in the draft. I've had him ranked ahead of Shane Wright for a while. I've always been – but, again, I'm biased towards that entire program, the USNTDP. I just think that they've made such great strides over the last few years, and, they're really building and they've concentrated, as Chris Peters and Cameron, they're really concentrated on individual development rather than wins and losses. Even though wins can matter, they're concentrating on getting players to the next level and getting them to the NHL.
And that's what's important.
2 trades to announce.
Whoa. Uh-oh. Seattle?
They involve the Canadians.
No way. Are they going to slide back in? Romanov to the Islanders.
Wow. Okay.
Huh.
Obviously, 4 is on the board right now, right?
Yeah. I think it's third. And whoa. Doc is on the board. Doc's gone. Holy.
Wow! How is Kane? Kane's got to be losing his mind right now.
Wow. Doc to
I mean, Carson, you got to take over. I gotta work. You talk to the people.
Yeah.
Talk to the people.
This is insane. Kirby Doc to Montreal. Chicago's just blowing it up. So you got Kane and Taze. They have to be out of there now. Chicago owns pick number 7, I believe, and now 13. And wow, Seattle's still on the clock here. Wright's still on the board. Wow, Montreal's kind of getting younger too.
Is such a huge get for the Islanders too.
And
he really is.
That decor is already like, I would like him and Dobson, Pellick. That's classic Islanders though, not wanting to draft, but what a blockbuster. Chicago just today's the day. It's all falling apart. Trading 2 young guys too. Like what was Doc's season this year? Because he was out most year.
He had a very up and down season, but he was hurt too. He was hurt.
Yeah. And before that injury, he was doing really well last year.
Yeah, I mean, he was expected to be one of their,
I mean, look up. He's 21 years old, and they're already getting rid of him. He had 26 points in 70 games this year, which isn't great, but he was hurt. And the year before, he had 10 and 18. Like,
oh
wow.
Was it just what else did they flip? Montreal flipped to Chicago.
They got the 13th, and then like pick 70, like a later pick as well. Let me.
So they send 13, and what else to Chicago for Kirby Doc?
Late pick, like mid round. Let me see. 66. So the 3rd round. Nope, I lied. 2nd round. Nope, yeah, beginning of 3rd.
Just for Kirby Doc, right? No other assets involved.
Montreal 13 and 66 for Doc, and then it was just Romanov to the Islanders for that 13th pick. They packaged that 13th and the 66th to Chicago.
Islanders have acquired defenseman Alexander Romanov from the Montreal Canadiens, along with Montreal's 4th round pick at 98 in exchange for Isles 13th, which they send to Chicago along with the 66th for Kirby Doc. Wow. Yeah, that is a big wow. Huge wow. I mean,
that's a huge shakeup. Montreal's kind of speeding along the rebuild too, picking up Doc.
Yeah, but I mean, they got fleeced. They got fleeced in.
Yeah,
they got absolutely fleeced for what happened with DeBrincat earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Ottawa cleaned up there. Montreal, Chicago, I don't get it.
No, I don't. I mean, and honestly, I wish nothing but bad things for that entire franchise. They're trash. Yeah. Everything that's happened there over the last year, not just the last year, dating back the last decade plus with Kyle Beach, like they deserve all of the pain and anguish they get. Maybe not the fans, not their fault, but that organization from Stan Bowman to Joe Quenneville, all of them, they all deserve nothing but the worst.
Now the Patrick Kane, Jonathan Toews watch is on. No way they're staying.
There's no way. How do you not trade Kane today?
Yeah, and think this is the time to get them. Their price has never been lower because everyone knows
they want out.
They're going
to want out.
You got no leverage, so it's just other teams bidding and see what Kevin with a Y can do here. I
cannot believe Shane Wright slid to 4. Wow.
Here we go. They're up there. Little Ron Francis. Yeah, there we go. Shane Wright off to Seattle.
I'm just blown away, man.
Yeah, I was not expecting
away.
to just one the picks and two the trade so far. Wow.
I know.
Right. Matty Beniers, that's a deadly 1-2 combo up the middle.
I mean, there was speculation that he would, fall out of the top 2, but I don't think anyone saw him falling to Seattle. Nobody but.
You would think my thought if Slav was going 1, then the Devils would trade out of 2, someone would pick up Wright, but just kept falling. Wow. Now it's going to get interesting because now it's just kind of after the defenseman, it's just kind of random from here on out. Yeah, I think who's up next? Philly? I mean, Philly's
up next, and if you're going to make a trade with a team and try and fleece them, it's got to be the Philadelphia Flyers. I mean, they – let's be real. Let's be real.
This is – yeah, I mean, I expect another trade here with the Flyers pick. Like,
Kirby or LeBron, apparently they've been talking about Kirby Dach with them for a while.
Oh. Well, they had the right jersey already made, too.
Mm-hmm. I'm just blown away. Absolutely blown away right now.
And what, we're 30 minutes into the picks? 20 minutes into actual picks?
Yeah. It's – and Shane Wright, like I said, like up until the start of, the end of the season, like up until the season, he was the consensus first overall pick, right? Yeah. Like everyone had him slated at number 1. The guy's a stud.
Yeah.
And he just did not have the type of season that you would have expected him to have. And again, let's be real. There was no really like franchise changing player in this draft. I mean, Shane Wright could end up being that guy, but there was no McDavid, there was no Michael, there was no Owen Power. You know what I mean? Like there was no guy. That guy wasn't in this draft, but there is a good guy top of the draft. Yeah. So is it exactly like unbelievable that they didn't, that Shane Wright didn't go number 1? No. But like, especially with all the hype in Montreal, the draft being in Montreal, him being like, ingrained with that fan base, you would have thought it would have made sense. Mm-hmm. Even with him having the down year, that he would have went to Montreal.
Yeah. I would have put a lot of money on. And this is Ryan Fugue, Islanders writer for Inside the Rink. How do you feel after this, little Islanders game?
I'm a little taken aback right now. I feel like we gave up a lot for a young defenseman that really hasn't proven to be what we're particularly looking for. We have the number 1 defenseman on our roster, left-handed, in Adam Pelech, and this would slot in Romanov as being the number 2 left-hand option, and I just feel like we could have gotten something a little bit more for a first-round pick.
Yeah, especially this draft and how the board's fallen so far. Like pick 13, you're still getting a really good player.
Wow.
And I'm still just shocked from this whole draft so far. Everything's playing out, and at Philly on the clock, and this is just gonna be madness.
I need Dewey Crocs to chime in here. I'm literally I need him, and I need him.
Yeah. And so, what other Islanders prospects? They have Ratu, and then even the time to pick another forward prospect.
We could have picked anyone with 13, and it would have added to our prospect pool. There's really no one in the prospect pool other than Ratu and Dufour. So we're really struggling. Anyone at 13 could have helped. We could have used that pick for, honestly, I would have been okay if we traded for Kirby Dach ourselves instead of trading for Romanov.
Exactly.
Oh my God. So Ryan, like, I mean, I was just before we brought you on, there was no, I would say before this season, he was the consensus first overall pick. Shane Wright did not have the season you would expected a consensus first overall pick to have. Logan Cooley made a ton of strides to make himself a case for first overall. Slafkovsky in the international play, absolutely, blew the doors out of the building. MVP of the Olympics, led Slovakia to their first ever medal in the Olympics, was named MVP. I mean, he and I know it's drawing comparisons a little bit to the way Capo Caco played coming into the draft internationally, and I don't think this is the same situation. I think Slavatsky is going to live up to the hype, unlike Caco, but I don't think anybody could have predicted the board falling like this, right? Honestly, I predicted if Shane Wright did fall to New Jersey at 2, I was convinced New Jersey was absolutely going to trade out of that pick, which they didn't. They went out and got their defenseman, which is great. He was the best rated defenseman out of Slovakia. I got another guy out of Slovakia, first time in NHL history. Goes to New Jersey, and then Shane Wright gets past pick number 3 because the Coyotes go with Cooley. Again, I had Cooley slated at number 1, me personally, and then he falls to Seattle at 4 to go play with Matty Beniers with the Kraken. I don't think anybody predicted the board going like that.
Yeah. I was actually talking to Carson about this the other day. This was exactly how I had my board going. I had Slafkovsky going number 1. I didn't think that the Devils would go forward. I felt like that they would go defenseman at number 2. I felt like Arizona would want to go the U.S.-born kid to play for Arizona at 3 and Logan Cooley, and then Shane Wright was going to fall to the Kraken at 4. I just felt like it made too much sense for each team to pick along that path.
Mm-hmm.
Wright might end up being the better player than Slafkovsky, but I just feel like Slafkovsky fits so much better in Montreal than Wright would for them right now.
I agree, and Cutter's off the board.
Yep, another NTDP product, man. Again, they're just like spitting out NHL players left and right, man. They've just come such a long way over the last 10 years.
Wow. So Philly made their pick? They got their winger. So Philly draft picks the past couple of years have they really hit on that many? I'm trying to think of their first overall picks the past 5 years. They took for Philly.
Was Bobby Brink their first round pick last year, or was that 2 years ago?
I think it might have been 2. But then you got Cam York. And then other than that, I think it's just been a couple misses, but wow. I just can't believe. So the Islanders got Romanov and a 4th round pick this year.
Yeah.
Return.
For a first and a 3rd. Yeah. We gave up a 3rd too.
Give up a 3rd. That's tough. How quickly do you think the Islanders window's closing that they made a move for a player now than a player that could get a good player in this draft? Like, do you think it's closing quicker?
Well, the good thing about Romanov is that he is only 22.
Yeah.
He is super young, and the Islanders have always taken their time with their defensemen throughout their development cycle, so they always have had their defensemen blossom much later in their careers than other teams usually do. So, like, Romanov could still turn into something. You do have the core pretty locked up in Brock Nelson, Matt Barzal, both Pelech and Pulak, Dobson. Hopefully he's getting his new contract soon. You have a bunch of these guys still in their prime, and I wouldn't say the window's closing at an alarming rate, but it's definitely getting there where in the next 2 to 3 years, some of those older guys' contracts like Anders Lee is really going to start hindering the team.
It makes sense because you got a good young core. It's just you don't have that many assets to build around outside of them that are already on the team. But 2 Americans and 2 Slovakians in the top 5, that's got to be a first. Wright's the only Canadian off the board, right?
Yep. Sorry, I'm just I'm tweeting out updates as we go, so I'm sorry I'm not as.
Oh, you're good. And Columbus on the board. What do you have Columbus taking, Ryan? This board's still going. I think they go.
Say Savoy or Geeky.
I would say Joachim Kemmel. Or is that his first name?
Yeah.
Kemmel? Yeah.
I'm a big Connor Geeky guy, though. I
still got the defenseman on the board, too. The Czechia. And with Detroit there?
They're cutting the commercial. All right, so me personally, I do agree with you on Kamel. But I'm a big Connor Geeky guy. I think this would be a good spot for him to land too. Again, Columbus has just been like, I don't know, ever since they were, trying to make that run where they swept Tampa in the first round. They've just been a little bit of an anomaly to me. Like, I think that Korpisalo should be. I don't see Korpisalo being there next year. Especially with Elvis Merzlikins establishing himself as the true number one there. I think Korpisalo honestly is good enough to be a starter in a lot of places in this league. I just what do you two think in terms of the Columbus Blue Jackets? Ever since that debacle involving between I'm sorry, what was his name? Pierre-Luc Dubois and the Line A trade. Like, they've just been a little bit of an anomaly to me.
They've just been in no man's land. And you think with how good these teams are, look at Colorado, look at Tampa Bay, like these teams are so deep and so good that if you're a team in no man's land, you're almost better off just kind of selling some parts and building a good core. And this is kind of the opportunity with a high pick here at 6 that they can maybe start that process, because they're kind of in a no-win situation.
Yeah, I agree. Ryan, this is my first time being on the pod with you. Do you want to pump your where can people find you? You're at Inside the Rink, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
You can follow me on Twitter at rfueg31, but that's about all I got.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just blown away.
I got on the TV with the Seth Jones trade from last year. I thought something big happened.
Well, still nobody has traded out of their pick up until right now. No, Columbus is making the pick, but
yeah. Again,
I honestly thought there would have been like a trade in the top 5. Personally, I kind of felt if there was a draft that was going to happen, this is the one, because there was no, there's more depth in this draft in terms of you can get a good player in the top 15 no matter what. I felt that you were probably going to see a trade by now, at least in the top 5. I'm surprised.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing tonight has been the matching suits coordination out of Arizona.
Yes.
I was not expecting such a well-run ship going on, but they've stolen the show so far tonight for me.
John Davison about to announce the pick.
Let's see. Give me something fun.
All right. Oh, John Davison will not announce the pick.
No.
You're sick. It is you're sick. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit ahead. I got the tweet updates coming in.
You're good.
Well, that's a smart play, I feel.
You're check.
Him and Boquist.
So neither of us were right, Ryan. But actually, no, you were right. You were right, Carson. You said, is the defenseman still on the board?
Yeah, I think that made sense. And with Detroit is such a wild card. I feel like in every draft, they take someone no one's thinking of at that time, and they seem to always hit with Stevie Y. Yeah. So they're going to pull out a name we've never heard of here. And
I think it might be that Austrian. I can't remember his name, but that's a sneaky Stevie Y kind of pick there.
Just a nice guy from overseas that people are like. I mean, that kind of opens the door for the Sabres to basically move up a little bit with kind of basically having the 8th pick if Detroit goes with their MO and kind of picks outside the normal. And there's some good players still on the board for Buffalo to pick at 9. Yep. It's just what direction. And
like I say, Savoy is still there. Connor Geeky's there.
Rick Mazer.
Yep. Those guys are all still there. You're probably going to walk with one of those 3.
Yeah, and you might even get 2 of them with how things are at 16. Like, there's going to be guys people want the Sabres to draft at 9 that have a good chance of still being there when they pick at 16.
And Kevin Adams, let's be real.
Yeah.
He has been known to be active in terms of trading on draft day. Like you saw the JJ Paterka deal two seasons ago, where he traded up into the second round. He was early second round pick. He traded up in the second round. If there's a guy he likes that he values, he will trade up into that pick.
My tristometer for Kevin Adams right now is very high, and that I still can't believe, like, the Matt Murray situation earlier today. That would have been this would be the Sabres pick coming up here, right? 7.
Mm-hmm.
If they got that through. Interesting.
Chicago is on the clock.
I mean, this starts the rebuild for them right here.
Yeah, I mean, Chicago fans can't be happy. They got fleeced in the DeBrincat deal. I know Kirby Dach didn't have the year everybody expected, but I think injury played a part in that. And I don't think he's a guy that you give up on that quickly. Personally, that's just for me. I think Montreal is doing a phenomenal job in this draft and, acquiring pieces to speed up this rebuild and get themselves back in the playoff picture.
Yeah, agreed. And the only thing is, if they just knew Kane and Taves were 100% gone, and they just thought, we're just going to start completely from scratch.
Isn't it wild, absolutely wild, that Dach and DeBrincat are in terms of where Taves and Kane are in age, like where you are as a franchise, like it is, to me, it's wild that those two are the ones that are gone and not at least one or the other. Like, tell me how that makes sense. That makes zero sense.
Wow.
It blew my mind that the Blackhawks really saw that they had a 24-year-old 40-goal scorer and thought, we need to trade him away to start a rebuild.
Yeah.
Like, even if your rebuild takes 5 years, you have a 29-year-old 40-goal scorer. Like, it's still a very good player and a very valuable asset.
I just don't get it, unless they're just totally fed up with everything. And I mean, he still got what's Seth Jones' contract? Because he's with
he signed a long-term deal. He signed a really long-term deal.
But he's
yeah. I would have loved Cutter Goodyear too as well, but I did not see that guy fall in a 9. You would have had to trade up to him to get that guy, because he's also there are a lot of analysts project in terms of ceiling. There are some analysts out there that predicted Cutter to be better than Logan Cooley. In terms of where they'll project or their ceiling and the player they end up being. I know we were on with Chris Peters yesterday, and he said those exact words. He said that don't be surprised if a guy like Cutter Goodyear ends up being the better player out of the two of him and Logan Cooley.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the board now, it gets me really excited for the 16th pick. Like, I don't know what I was expecting the Sabres to do at 16, but seeing the guy's still available, they're going to get 2 really good players with these picks. It's just which route they go.
Let's see.
The 7th, second, and a third. Yeah, no, Chicago, no players back. No high prospects. Dude, after all the reports that came out a couple days ago on what they want for DeBrincat, I know Sabres fans are like, yeah, we'll sell the farm. We'll give you a pick, whatever, middle stat, the rights to Ryan Johnson, whatever you want for DeBrincat. The fact that that's all it went for it's tough for Chicago, but wow.
They must have an insane amount of faith in their scouting department for this draft.
This is a big pick. Like, this is where they're going to build the team around for the future. Like, this is the start of it.
I'm just trying to keep up the top on all of the insiders right now. I'm subscribed to all of them on Twitter, just trying to get anything updated as soon as it happens. The guys like Freeman and LeBrun are always right on top of it.
I would love just a wild card pick here for Chicago. Trading
Pick is in for Chicago
and just doing something.
Big old goaltender here.
You got to build for the team from the back out. It's got to be a forward.
My buddy of mine, a Hawks fan. The Hawks are an absolute fucking disaster right now. The Seth Jones thing last year, and then this. Like, what are they doing? They deserve it all. They deserve it all. Korchinski. Chicago goes Korchinski with at 7. Is it 7? Is it 7?
That's a choice. I was just joking. I said they'd take someone off the board, but wow. I was gonna say if they traded a small, fast-scoring forward and drafted one for Frank Nazar, I think that'd just be funny. But this is funnier. I do research on this kid.
If my options were trading the 13th overall pick and getting Romanov, or trading away DeBrincat for the 7th overall pick and selecting Korchinski, I think I'm going the Romanov route.
So he's ranked 19th by Elite Prospects, 11th by Bob McKenzie, 18th by McKeans. He had 65 points in 67 WHL games this year as a defenseman.
Oh, we're getting close. We're getting close. Who's it going to be, boys? Is it going to be a guy like Savoy? Is it going to be a guy like Geeky?
That's huge for the Sabres, too.
I'm saying Geeky, so I think it's going to be Geeky.
I'm not sold at Geeky at 9, personally, but we'll see. I think just with the players available, wow. Is he a left-handed defenseman? Korchinski? Let's see. Yeah, he's a lefty. Okay, let's see Detroit. This is my most interesting pick of the night, I think. Just with Detroit and how Yzerman drafts, it's going to be something I'm not expecting, not to remember, because they're going to end up being a really good defenseman or really good forward that comes out of nowhere. We'll see him on Twitter in Europe scoring these absurd goals and wonder how they fell all the way to 9 or to 8. Good no nameplate for Korchinski.
Mm-hmm. I'm just wow.
6'2", 185. Interesting. We'll see.
I went to the group chat, the Two Goalies on my group chat, to see how Dewey Crocs is doing, and he is absolutely losing his fucking mind over that Romanov trading out that pick for Romanov. Like, he just fucking couldn't believe it. It's funny. I mean, Romanov isn't a bad defenseman, but I just think the Islanders get fleeced there too.
Who's
apparently he got voted like the best player on the team without winning like the MVP award for the Canadiens last year, whatever that means. But
what does that mean? You finished, you fucking won the draft lottery. Like, okay, so you were the best player on the team, not voted on by the. Wait, what was it?
It was like I saw the tweet before. I don't remember. It was like the MVP of the team without, like, obviously he wasn't the MVP of the team, but he was like the hardest worker or something like that.
Interesting. 13. Who flew his first round pick spent since he's been GM?
He won the award annually given to the member of the Canadiens who played the most dominant role during the regular season. That was what the award is. Again, whatever that means.
Good for the Islanders.
From Pete Blackburn. The Blackhawks traded DeBrincat to a guy they didn't even bother giving a name bar to.
Exactly.
Because there's no name bar on his jersey. Yeah. That's fantastic.
That doesn't make any sense. When's their second? They're picking at 13, right? No.
Yeah. The Canadiens are picking at 13.
13, okay. When Chicago's at their pick? Let's see.
Oh, no. The Blackhawks are not picking at 13 because the Canadiens traded it to the Blackhawks, yeah.
I feel like they could pick them up there, too. What I know.
I'm assuming they'll probably cut the commercial here. Pick is in for Detroit. And then next up will be Buffalo at 9. Again, another guy that's been thrown around from Buffalo too. You heard his name a lot, is Frank Nazar, and I like his story a lot. Good kid, another kid out of the NTDP. They're just spitting out good hockey players left, every single year, man.
Can't really go wrong.
No,
well,
really
we were
can't.
talking about with Ryan and Garth on the podcast around that. Like, someone picking up Nazar there would be really nice because he's a guy that can play center or wing, and that Sabres have a bunch of guys like that. So it'd be nice to kind of alleviate that pressure for Nazar to have to come in and be like a number one center. Or
I think Buffalo just needs to go center.
Yeah.
I think you can never have too many centers in your system. It's one of the most important positions, lines 1 through 3. I think you need to fill. It's a position that Buffalo has lacked for quite some time. And now coming into this season, you have Tage as your first line center. And in my opinion, there's room, in terms of, lines 1 through 3. Tage is obviously easily your first line center. But me personally, I think there's still room to improve there. I think that Tage would really thrive a lot more, even though he had such a phenomenal year last year. I think he would thrive a lot more as like your 1B type center, a guy that can really play in both roles in your first or second line. Not that there'd be a huge difference in ice time. Marco Kasper, center to Detroit. Not surprising. But I think that, for me, Dylan Cousins is a better fit as my third line center. I think he reminds me a lot of Michael Pekka, a checking line center who can really, add a scoring touch to your lineup. He just screams Michael Pekka to me, a guy who's going to play a great 200-foot game, be responsible in his own end, stick up for his teammates, drop the gloves when he needs to. Not that he should have to, but just, natural born leader written all over him.
Ryan, you're right about Kasper going to Detroit. Said the Austrian.
I really should have put some money down on this draft.
Let's see, who do you think the Sabres are taking now? I'll throw some money on there.
Oh God, that's a lot of faith put into me there.
The Sabres pick just interests me because, again, there's just different routes they can go down, especially the players available. We'll see. Why we're here.
I think Kamel is falling really far, and whatever team ends up picking him is going to get a very good player.
I agree. Knowing Kevin Adams, I meant to bring this up when we did the mock draft, but when he picked someone like Jack Quinn with his first pick, was someone that a lot of people didn't like, especially fans who thought they could have gotten later, and Owen Power fell into his lap. I could see someone like a Brad Lambert falling, like Sabres taking at 9 is someone that Adams just has his eyes on. Is like, I want him. I think he can be a good player, and you're gonna go with it. Or players that think Sabres took Jack Quinn over Marco Rossi, and Twitter almost blew up that night. And it's turned out pretty well for the Sabres. So this could be another thing where they take someone like a Connor Geekie or, like I said, with Lambert, and over someone like Nazar, who like analytics people love. So we'll see.
See what here. Pick is not in yet.
Yeah.
So
Not even on the clock yet. You think they trade out of it?
It's a possibility.
Kevin with a Y would do such a thing.
Like I said here, he's not afraid to trade back or trade up. So
He's got an active phone, using a lot of minutes today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even a Sabres fan, and I have so much faith in Kevin Adams to do the right thing here.
I put my hair.
He took a lot of heat. We took a lot of heat when he was hired because just zero experience in any player. I mean, outside of the Academy of Hockey in terms of player development, player management, he had zero experience. He just did. He was more of a business guy for the Pagulas. A lot of heat when they hired him. It was considered that he was just brought in to be a yes man for Kim Pagula, who also we hope is doing better with the health issues that she's experiencing recently. But we all believe that he was brought in to be a health man or a yes man. And honestly, I'm not upset with the moves he's made. There are some things that have made me question him, like when they didn't trade Linus Ullmark at the trade deadline. I thought that once he was once he wasn't willing to negotiate in season, and wouldn't sign a contract right then and there the days leading to the trade line, I said the guy's gone. And I thought that was common sense to me. And I thought Buffalo should have dealt him in a goalie and in a market that did need goaltending, where goalies were at a kind of a demand at that particular deadline. That was really, honestly, the only time I could think of where I've really had a huge issue with him. And maybe today with the Brinkett thing, I thought Buffalo had so much more to offer than what Chicago got from Ottawa. With 7 and 39 in the second round tomorrow, I thought that Buffalo could do better, and it wouldn't have really hurt their rebuild. It doesn't hurt your locker room. And outside of a small handful of players, is there anybody on that roster that is irreplaceable that you can't, that irreplaceable that you can't trade or move out for Alex DeBrincat? No, there isn't. It's a 40 goal scorer. The guy's a stud. He's a finisher.
Everyone here is that you're not 100% sure, even prospects that have played a couple games, but Alex DeBrincat, what you're getting. You're getting a 40 goal scorer, a bona fide NHL player, and who knows, maybe that bites the Sabres. But pick is in. Let's see.
Pick is in.
I was going to ask both of you, which you basically answered with what you were talking about. Would you have been mad if, I'm not saying that's what you should have done, but if you traded the 9th and Jack Quinn for Alex DeBrincat?
I don't want to move on from Quinn. I think Quinn's going to be a really good player.
I took some heat. So when last night and even earlier today, when some stuff out of Calgary was being speculated about if Gaudreau were to walk away from Calgary, that would affect the Matthew Tkachuk situation. That Pierre LeBrun was tweeting that Tkachuk might not want to stick around and that Calgary may be willing to deal him. I said Matthew Tkachuk is the type of franchise-changing player. To me, he's a unicorn. Don't find me, even though he's a winger. There's not many guys of his size that have his speed, his talent, is willing to drop the gloves. I'll finish that statement as here. Kevin Adams has walked to the podium.
Wow. Okay. Here we go.
Wow.
Who was it?
A guy. Wow. You knew it was going to be a center.
Wow. Okay.
Kamel falls even further.
Yeah. Okay, they got their center. So boy. I like this.
Carson, can you pull up his hockey DB for me?
Yep. So boy. Let's see. Yeah, 18. He played 65 games in the WHL this year, 90 points, 35 goals. He was ranked 9 by Elite Prospects. McKinsey had him 9. McKean 6. His highest was by ISS Hockey at 5. But he's
I have
I like
Gregory Ballack from In Goal Magazine just texted me. Savoy is sick. Watched him a lot in the WHL.
Wow.
I'll see if I'll get him to hop into the stream with
I'm
us.
happy. Kevin Adams, I trust him.
He looked really happy making that pick.
Yeah. I like a happy Kevin. I think Sabres might have the lead too for least amount of people on stage. Wow. I'm happy. And there's still going to be a really good player available at 16 too for the Sabres that they probably could have taken at 9 and no one would have batted an eye, They got their guy.
Savoy looking savvy.
Wow.
All right. Well, we're really getting to the in-depth analysts here in a second. Matthew Savoy. But
wow.
Immediate thoughts, though, guys.
We were talking about earlier how the Sabres needed a center, and Savoy is that. He's on the smaller side of 5'9", but with the games going, we were just wanting Alex DeBrincat so badly again 5 minutes ago, and I think he's going to make a nice kind of 1-2 punch there. You got Tage Thompson, Dylan Cousins. Those three going up the middle. I think it'd be very hard to be an Angry Sabres fan with this pick. You just got to trust Kevin, too. Like, everything he's done so far, especially drafting-wise, has looked really good.
He looks like a dynamic player.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't look like someone that is lacking the intensity or wanting the puck on his stick. So you're getting a dog in
he plays
Savoy.
with a lot of swagger.
Yeah.
Plays with a ton of swagger. So
needs to how the culture's been the past 10 years and the way it's going, just keep bringing that in. Guys that compete. Like, I'm excited.
Second, Buffalo Sabres.
And we'll see what's 16. And they got 6 guys in the next pick. We can go. So
in the OHL. NHL.
the defenseman from Moose Jaw. Let me look. And is he? Doubt he'll be available though. He's lefty.
So I appreciate you guys having me on, but I actually have to head out now.
Thanks for hopping on with us, buddy. I appreciate it.
This was awesome. Yeah, you guys are great.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Again, I'm sorry we kind of been boring out, but like with the not much.
No, you're all good. You're all good, guys.
Yeah, and if you want to find Ryan, RFUEG31 at Twitter.
Yep.
Good follow.
Put out some good tweets from time to time. All right, guys.
He looks just like Matt Molson. He does, dude. Not as big of a schnoz, but he looks just like Matt Molson.
With the hair in the face.
Yes, 100%. All right, Carson. So Matthew Savoy, born January 1st, 2014, Winnipeg, WHL. Honestly, a lot of mock drafts had him slated to go into Buffalo at 9. Really took, his second year in the WHL. Again, huge jump in production. In 20, let me see here. Actually, no, he went from the WHL in 1920, played in 2021 with the Dubuque Fighting Saints, according to his elite prospect page. And then this season is when he really came on for Winnipeg, 90 points in 65 games. Reading here on his elite prospects page, lead scout David St. Louis breaks down one of Matthew's. Let me see here, trying to get his comparables. Okay, heavy crossover use and constant motion propel. His high pace, constantly attacking approach makes his every puck touch an opportunity to create a scoring chance. Then Savoy stacks a brilliant first touch, handling skill, and in stride wrister. And this is all like not even making sense the way this guy wrote this. I'll start from the top again. Heavy crossover use and constant motion propel. His high pace, constantly attacking approach, making his every puck touch an opportunity to create a scoring chance. Then Savoy stacks a brilliant first touch handling skill and an in-stride wrister and 1 and 2 touch passing ability on top of that skating and pace combo to ensure many of those chances aren't for naught. So I'm going to look up right here Matthew Savoy real quick on YouTube.
While you're doing that, the Ducks took defenseman from Saginaw, Pavel Minikov, so another defenseman off the board. That Sabres could take in at 16, but I think that'll be a fun selection with him and Drysdale together. Two good young defensemen.
Yep.
And I really like what Anaheim's building. Between those two, Zegras, like that, there's a lot to look forward to out in Anaheim.
Yeah, I'm going to bring up some Matthew Savoy clips here. Let me see here. Share screen. Window, Chrome tab, YouTube. All right. Hold on 1 second here. You see the screen there, bud?
Yep. Look good.
All right.
And for the people watching, what do you guys think of the Savoy pick?
The ice now, Savoy is in behind the defense. Oh, he scores. An absolute beauty. How about those hands for Matthew Savoy?
Let's see here.
Bruce is
Get some looks at Matthew Savoy here
on the doorstep. Here's Savoy. Scores.
These are his midseason highlights. At midseason,
Western Hockey
44 games in, he was at 62 points in 44 games.
Coming to an end. There's a shot, and they
Look at that finishing ability.
And it's Mikey Mill.
Didn't give up on the play.
Smooth.
Circle Savoy, high slot, side of the globe, center in front. They score.
That's a heavy shot, too.
High slot. Shove that one past
Bateman in behind his goal. The big 6'5" defender can't find it. Mill and Will in the slot. Savoy. What a goal.
Yeah.
Matthew Savoy makes it 2-1 Winnipeg. His second goal in the Western Hockey League. Both have come against the Pats. You think he's feeling it with confidence? That puck wasn't on his Zalati. Back to Savoy, down low to the corner, and Peterson to Savoy, scores! Matt Savoy rips it home. That's a power play goal, and the Ice lead at 5-2.
And the Selly, the point right at Littleton. A Lamo shot, QC made. Rebound chance, they score. Connor McCullough has pulled the Ice back to within 2. Bodies at point, pass across Savoy. His shot to the front, loose puck, score! Bruce on the doorstep, cashes in on the power play, and it's 3-0 Winnipeg.
Chaz is there. Comes over in front now, and it's Groove. Now it's a 2-on-1. Zach Benson scores! What a pass from Connor McClennan! And Zach Benson makes it 1-0 Winnipeg.
Think that line's going to work? I think it might. Great heads-up play by Matthew Savoy in the neutral zone.
And Boucher up ahead now to Zach Benson, trying to go to Savoy. Savoy leaves it back. What a pass. Benson let it go. He scores.
And tucks the stick for the celebration. What a play by Matt Savoy. Said it already on the first goal by Benson. I'll say it again. The touch pass back. The awareness for him to know that Benson would be cruising through that slot area, and it would go.
Good eyes with the puck, and he's good away from the puck,
too.
too.
See that much in a quick hurry. Here comes Savoy setting it up. Zalati scores.
That's the middle.
Ben Zalati walked right into it. No chance. Calgary to McClennan at center. Dragging a Savoy to stay on side.
Coyotes just traded the 11th pick.
What a play. What a shot. And a 4-0 lead on Matt Savoy's goal. Winnipeg with back-to-back power play goals. Now lead at 4-0. In behind the Hurricane goal. Looking for Savoy in the right wing corner. He's got it to him. Back now to Zalati. Zalati walking in. Feathers a pass. Benson scores. What a pass by Ben Zalati. Zach Benson finishes it off. No score between Winnipeg and the Saskatoon Blades. Late Vision's power play is underway. Continuing on for 5-on-4. Here's Savoy. He scores. 15 seconds into the power play. What a start to the second period. It's 1-0 Winnipeg. Why can't you just ring the doorbell, and as soon as they open it, then you fly right through the opening?
That's not how I operate.
Here's a chance McClennan does, though. That's how he operates. Backdoor, the one-timer. 8 seconds into the power play. It's 3-1 Ice.
Wow. So San Jose gets picked 27, 34, and 45.
Yep, they got a haul. And that's a team that does need to start, really start thinking about moving on from Brent Burns and
yeah, Carlson.
Pass back to the point, intercepted by Matt Savoy. 30 seconds to go in the period. It's a 3-on-2. Here's Benson. Draw back for Savoy. His wrister will score. Matthew Savoy, off the drop pass, is able to let the wrist shot fly. 25 seconds remaining in the period. Out of the net by Owen McNeil, hitting it at the goal line. In comes McClennan, stick handling behind the net. Centering feed for Savoy. He scores.
Winnipeg moving it around. Here's Connor McClennan, low attempt. Savoy will jump on his glove, scores. Matthew Savoy puts it home. It's a power play.
I love that
goal.
number too, 93.
Leads it 3-0.
There's just 2 minutes.
fresh legs will come out.
This
Savoy
kid is
and
just a
Bruce are there.
finisher, dude.
Skylar Bruce walks in near corner, goes for the
You're
wraparound.
kidding
He
me.
scores.
He just finishes plays.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone, how do we properly?
Drawn in defenders too to
I
free up
mean,
his
that-
teammates.
5-man unit wins the offensive zone faceoff. Savoy walks over McLennan, wide open net. Making 2-0.
Like, he's the
It's
only
not
one
gonna
that
get
saw
any
him. Like,
easier than
nobody's
that.
even looking
That
over there,
one
and he
took
finds
7
him.
seconds to materialize.
And that is not an easy pass to make.
Zalotti with the return pass now. Passes it off. The WHL point leader makes it 4. A power play goal for Matthew Savoy, and that is a Western Hockey League best. 39th point on the year for 93. Kansas, he has made his Blade debut since coming in from the Kamloops Blazers this
Look at this
weekend.
kid, he flies.
Matthew Savoy tried to split the defense. He scores.
Is he 93
One
or
streak
92?
will
He's
continue
93.
for sure, and that's
Just love that number, dude. Little
Savoy
Doug
as he's
Gilmore
able
there.
to score with 1:58 remaining. His league-leading 41st point. Such took a check from Savoy. Savoy's got the puck. Played it left wing. Cutting in. Here's Zalotti scores! What a play for Krasovsky.
Connor Bedard
Left
had
side,
10 more
Zalotti.
points this year than,
His shot deflected. He scores! Matthew
Gotta love
Savoy! And
I love this
Winnipeg
pick.
leads it for the first time tonight. It's 3-2 ice against the Oil Kings. As the puck is aerialed all the way down the ice. Now Savoy is in behind the defense. Oh, he scores. An absolute beauty. How about
I feel like we're getting
goaltending
every
for
single goal and
Matthew
assist
Savoy?
here.
And it's 5-2
Every
Winnipeg.
point.
Mid-season.
Savoy in front. They score. Owen Peterson set
The
up on
righty
the
too.
doorstep by Jack Finley. A power play goal that makes.
All right, I think we've seen what we've needed to see. We'll watch this last clip here.
Save on Foods. Nah, shot, they score. What a rush by Matthew Savoy.
He's got great breakaway speed there, too. He lowered his shoulder, turned the jets on.
The Blades defender, and with the right-hand shot coming off his off wing, able to beat Nolan Dyer to the left side. It's a power play goal.
All right, I'm sold on Matthew Savoy, Carson.
Yeah, I am too. And it's nice. He's a right-handed shot. The only
Connor Geeky goes to Arizona at 11.
Wow.
I think
Connor
that's
Geeky
a
and
good.
Logan
This has been a
Cooley.
good draft from them. They get Cutter and Geeky. Honestly, this has been a good draft for them.
They got Cooley at 3, right?
They got no. Oh yeah, they did get Cooley at 3. Sorry,
Yeah.
who took Cutter?
Philly.
Okay, yeah, it was Philly. Yes.
They got their two big centers in Geeky and Cooley.
And if you're gonna rebuild a hockey team, you do it down the middle.
Yeah. The thing I like about this. Yeah. This is exciting for the Sabres. Excited for the prospect challenge too.
Mm-hmm.
See him in action.
And Buffalo is on the clock. Not yet, but will be very shortly.
Got me excited there for a second. I was like, "Whoa, what's Kevin doing?" Wow. Hey, Columbus is up here. Columbus and Chicago.
Connor Geeky. Again, I mean, Arizona's cleaning up. They're doing their best to fill that 5,000 seat stadium arena. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's true. So, yeah, Columbus is up. They took the defenseman with pick 6 out of Czechia, David
Can
Jiricek.
you get up? Is there an updated best still available list that we can find real quick?
Yeah,
We're, keeping up on that. It's a very laid back live stream, everybody. Just so you know, very laid back. As you can see from Carson's hair, he's just laid back right now.
Oh,
I feel like every time you're on with us, man, I feel like you're just a blast from the past, disco inferno.
I'm doing my best.
The kid just fucking mandatory viewing for Sabres fans while we wait for Savoy.
Yeah, I'm not here for my hockey knowledge. I'm here to get a little eye candy. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, Daniil Yurov is someone that I saw a lot of mock drafts the Sabres picking up at 9 or 16. So we'll see if that happens. Brad Lambert's still on the board. Kamel. Like, there's some good forwards left. So I doubt the Sabres, because the only Ds left are really left-handed. So if the Sabres pick up another left-handed defenseman when you kind of have that logjam of Dahling and Power, but
I see a lot of like comparisons to Danny Briere with Matthew Savoy, and I tend to agree, man. You watch him play, he does have that element to him.
Yeah. Wow. So we got 12, 13, 14. So we got 4 guys that'll be taken off the board before the Sabres pick. So you got Nazer on the board, Kamel.
If they can get Nazer at 16, I'm very happy.
That'd be nice. Daniil Yurov and Lekermaki is still there. So the Sabres are going to get a good forward still at the board. Lambert. So one of those 5 forwards will at least one of them will still be available at 16. So just which one or how many, and then where Kevin goes. Or if they trade out of it, I don't know. Wow. So yeah, Arizona got the 11th and Geeky for the 27th and 2 second-round picks. Good for San Jose. Wow. Pick is in for Columbus here. Got to go forward. And we talked about it earlier. There's a team in no man's land. There's no one that can really just step in next year and help them out. So it's you go for a little bit more of a project guy, buy him some time, but I can't even I don't know who they build around in general. They have. It feels nice to not be the team just that has no future. It's nice to have a change of pace, to have some hope. I'm just excited for the Sabres season now. And the people on YouTube, comment below. Let us know what you thought of the pick here. Because I'm interested. Savoy, and there's so many picks available. And out of those kind of top crop of forwards left, who do you want the Sabres to take at 16? Because there's a lot of options there for this team.
I'm just everything I keep watching on Matthew Savoy, I just keep I like more and more of it. I'm gonna keep trying to find some more, maybe meet the future Matthew Savoy. Okay, here we go.
Let's see. Blue Jackets are up. I think they would take Kamel maybe. Wow, they took the defenseman. They're loading up on D this draft.
After season spent shuffling back and forth from ice rink to ice rink, any one of us would be.
Look at that hair.
He looks like Matt Molson.
Time out on the water.
Him and Owen Power, though. They got the same haircut going.
Please, we'll do some solid hours spent wake surfing.
Just love being on the boat. Mostly all water sports in general, but I'd say wake surfing is probably my favorite. It's a pretty chill sport. You're right behind the boat, and then once you catch the wake, you throw the rope in and kind of just let it take you.
The mustache and beard just make me
got into it. I think 4 years ago. My buddy got a boat. It's a wake boat, first one in the friend group. He became quite the expert pretty quick, and then he taught the rest of the boys.
Dragging to Savoy to stay on side. He scores. Now Savoy is in behind the defense. Oh, he scores. An absolute beauty.
I was actually lucky enough to get up on my first try just because I wakeboarded a lot before that. You know, when you're doing the flyby by the public beach and you're on the board, there's a little more pressure added and a little more pressure not to fall down.
In the slot, Savoy! What a goal!
It's really good, to have some downtime in the summer and spend it with family and friends and do, activities outside the rink. I'm really big into the outdoors, like I said, boating, wake surfing, and I like to go camping every now and then in the summer. So it's just a good way to get away from hockey and clear your mind a little bit.
Drop pass, Savoy. Shot, scores. Savoy, geeky to the net. Savoy scores. Here's a lot of moving across. Savoy shoots and scores. Matthew Savoy.
Pretty fun, just to have a little fun individually, and it's just a good way to get away from the rink and kind of regroup. I think you gotta branch out and experience new things. You never know what you might like, and just take the risk and take the chance and go experience something new.
Wow. Duane, if we want to boost viewers, I can just put a little smudge on my my camera, and we can just say I'm Savoy.
You could. I mean, you do bear some resemblance.
Yeah, just make my
There's
camera.
another video here, another Savoy video coming up.
Organized and archived in Dropbox.
Some good stuff.
The Chicago on the
I
clock.
don't know how you guys do this every day.
Winnipeg Ice Practice Facility.
What's up, boys? What's going on? What's up, Coach? Ready for a little practice today, fellas, or what? All right.
You got Savoy there in the middle.
Matt over here, mic'd up, and today I'm gonna see how I do in the WHL practice. Let's go. Man, I played AAA back in the day, but my invite to the dog camp must go lost in the mail, Oh! Bender. sorry, Maddie. I almost broke my ankles there. Right now, I'm gonna make it back to a pass.
The old Islanders pick here for Chicago.
Oh!
What did they do with it?
There you go, man. No, that was all the finish right there. You're pretty tall. Hey, must be nice. What are you, 6'2", 6'3"? 6'4". 6'4", nice hands. Good looking. You're living the dream, buddy. Come on, Lambos. Let's see some effort there, buddy.
Could you have waited any longer for that one-timer on one knee?
Let's go.
So the Blackhawks picked Korchinski first. Let's see what they take now.
That's what I need.
Yeah.
So now they did that.
A couple races here for you guys to separate the men from the boys here.
All right, yeah.
I'm not the fastest guy, though.
Oh, man.
Be surprised if me.
I personally would be shocked. You think you're sweet, eh, buddy? You think you're sweet? Yeah. I'm heavy. You kick my ass. Yeah. Oh! This is great defense right there. Oh, sorry, dude. Go tap to the jewels right there, Maddie. Yeah. Right in the nuts. Dude, I don't know how you guys do this every day. I'm going to throw up. You'll get the bucket? Please do. Might get a couple. I ate Salisbury House yesterday, Coach. Yeah. It's a great spot. Not before hockey, though. All right, man. Let's go, buddy.
Little Savoy.
That's a good look, though. That's great candy right there.
Wow. Man, Chicago's pick is in. Who did they trade Brady Doc for?
That's literally what this is, right?
Yeah, because they gave up.
Literally what this is.
I got the players.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
There you go. Couple Winnipeg boys going at it, eh? Yeah, thanks, Coach. I'm just trying to earn my spot on this team, All right.
They still have pick 66 they got for Doc, but that's for this pick and 66 is all they got for him. Let's see.
Looks like I'm not picking up the pucks, boys. Hey, Lambos, you're picking up the pucks, buddy.
It took Frank Nazar.
All right. You're a show off, 7. You're a show off.
That's a good pick.
Coach,
They take Nazar.
here you go, coach.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing they got rid of their
Give him a
small
stick that
scoring
voice.
forward and picked up another one. So
Love it. If one of you guys get drafted by the Jets, I'll get your face tattooed on my ass.
wow, good for him.
Yay!
That's a big loss to the Sabres there at 16. That'd have been a really nice
Yeah,
pickup.
it's usually my job out there. We're on the line right now.
He's just so fast, such a good skater.
It's just tough.
Okay, this Winnipeg
needed
pick
that.
is also interesting because they're
That's a
another
great
team
teammate
that
right there.
might be
You
ready
kidding
to
me,
blow
coach?
everything up. Hellebuyck says they want to go through rebuild, so Dubois probably wants to test open.
Nazar, what? Where does he slot in
Yeah.
at his height? He's like
Who's that?
5'10".
Lambos?
Yeah,
So, like you said, they draft one small goal
Just wanna
scorer
thank you
for
guys
another.
all coming out
they
today.
lost a bona fide 40
Again,
goal
I think I'm gonna
scorer.
throw up.
I mean, Nazar's
Just
a
wanna
much
say
better
that,
skater,
you're very
but
lucky to live
Yeah.
in Winnipeg, Vegas of the North, as I like to call it, Las Vegas. And don't take this city for granted because it's great. And
All right, let's see what else they got for us in team in terms of Matty Savoy highlights here. I'm kind of looking for just anything where I don't want just highlights. I want some. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's Carter Savoy. That's his brother.
all right, so that's actually going to work out well for Chicago with picking up Nazar.
I like the pick.
Yeah, I mean, for blowing things up, I think it worked out as well as it could have.
Here's some.
What were you expecting about this process, and what has it been like for each of you?
It was didn't have too many expectations coming into the week. Obviously with COVID, it didn't happen the past couple of years, but was just really excited to come down to Buffalo, meet some NHL teams, and it's been a really fun experience so far. Yeah, I think for me, seeing Morgan kind of go through it all, pretty cool experience watching him come to Buffalo, kind of go through the same thing. Lots of fun, lots of great opportunities, and you meet a lot of new guys along the way.
It's just for both of you. What NHL player do you think your game most closely resembles?
I like watching a guy like Braden Point, smaller guy, likes to possess the puck, is fast, and I think he plays the game the right way. I think for me, Leon Draisaitl is someone I try and accommodate to a little bit. The way kind of he possesses the puck, his vision, his IQ, I think that's something that I really try and incorporate.
For Matthew, can you talk about your play at center and at wing? What you like, compare and contrast how you feel like you play both positions?
Yeah, definitely feel comfortable at both positions. The past 2 or 3 years, I've kind of flip-flopped back and forth consistently. So, kind of leave it into the hands of my coaching staff and wherever they feel I best fit.
Matthew, just what was it like to have kind of a normal year this year? And what was last year like for you? I guess you had the bubble and you played in the USHL. Just what was that experience like as well?
Yeah, it was great to have a normal season this season and be back in Winnipeg. With the unknown of the Western League starting up last year and it continuously getting pushed back due to COVID, I thought it was a good opportunity to go continue my development in the USHL and specifically in Dubuque, and had a good experience down there. It was a lot of fun, but
Winnipeg
coming
on
back
the
to
clock.
Winnipeg, was really excited for this season. And
I'm really interested in this pick, what they do.
Most of it for sure.
For both of you, what do you have to do to become an Impact NHL player?
I think kind of hard work, compete, all the cliches, but I think for me it's just kind of be myself. I got a lot of faith in my game. Getting stronger is something that I really want to work on this summer and the upcoming summers for sure. But I think just driving my passion, following what I want to do, my motivation is pretty high when it comes to
Pick is in for Winnipeg. They're sticking with it.
For me, I think continuing to have a really high work
That's
ethic.
another team too, man. That's just been
Love
constantly, kind of like in no man's land, right? You have Connor Hellebuyck in his prime, and they just can't seem to figure it out. Now you see guys like who's
Anthony,
the center?
James Patrick.
Who's the center that has been on the
huge impact,
has been in and out of trade
playing
rumors
so many
lately?
years in the NHL, having that experience.
Holy shit!
He's a true pro. Sorry.
I'll bring it up right now.
Yeah, he definitely teaches you a lot in all three zones. He's a strict coach. He likes to ask a lot of his players, and I appreciate that. I like a guy.
I mean, they just got like a older team in general.
Yeah, I mean they're aging. Mark Scheifele. Mark Scheifele has been trade rumors. Pierre-Luc Dubois is absolutely available, in my opinion. As big as he is, as good of a player he is, like rumor is that he's kind of upset in Winnipeg, which I can't blame him because that's a team that has so much talent and just can't really take that next step. You have an unbelievable goaltender in Connor Hellebuck. But like for me to see PLD like that upset again after what happened in Columbus, does that kind of throw up some red flags for you in terms of his attitude, Carson?
Yeah, I mean, it's always tough when you have a guy kind of bounce around from team to team, especially after the whole Eichel situation here in Buffalo. I think the culture's finally starting to shift in the right direction. It has shifted in the right direction, with Alex Tuck coming in and everything that's kind of transcribed since that point. And I don't know if that's something as a team you want to risk for a player, but I mean, that's probably something, the players themselves would know. And hopefully Kevin would talk to me like, hey, would you guys be comfortable bringing this guy in?
Buffalo trade? No, Buffalo hasn't. Buffalo traded up.
They're still 16.
Okay, I heard something about a trade.
I think that's something that really comes to heart.
I'm surprised Winnipeg didn't they're in a win now mode, and if you got to make the playoffs in that situation. And with the core that they have, the window is basically almost shut. They got to do something, and I guess they're going to ride with. Probably Kamel.
Used to seeing top prospects in the same team on the U.S. national.
I'd say it's probably
so much in the CHL.
Let's go defenseman. I don't know.
I'm just curious to know what it's been like for both of you to go through that.
They gotta get I love Kyle Connor as a player.
You feel that it helped you.
Another kid out of the NTDP. How many is that? Is that like the fifth one now?
What did they take?
A great experience.
Rucker McGrady. Another guy too.
Wow. Okay.
He's been he's like. A lot of analysts have been ranting and raving about his leadership qualities.
Yeah.
And like getting in terms of leadership, a lot of comparisons to guys like Stevie Y.
Well, that's good, especially because when your captain Blake Wheeler's 35 years old.
Yeah.
It might be time to look elsewhere and kind of build around him.
Another guy to kind of going through.
I like that pick. I like that pick a lot for them.
It's good to have.
Yeah, I think. Kind of like Saf said, it's a lot about, the internal competition.
A big right winger. Obviously, you see their good finishing ability.
He's the new Blake Wheeler, big right winger.
Yep.
On the bench in a game,
good leader.
Making sure we're up to date, we're keeping each other going. I think that's something nice to have going through this process. And again, it's having a resource. When you come here,
it's so many.
Him, when we're roommates and kind of going through it, flying on the plane together. You become really close friends, and I'm kind of excited that we got to go through it together.
Yeah, we have four
LGBT kids. And Lakamaki are still on the table right now. Yeah. That's insane.
Sabres are going to do really well here. Yeah, 4 kids from U.S. development program.
I didn't really have many weird questions here. A couple of my brother, just asking, his journey, his path to the NHL, and obviously super proud of him. He just signed his NHL contract a couple weeks ago, so really close with my brother. I'd say that's probably the most asked question I got.
I think it wasn't so much the questions.
Okay, pick 15.
The reaction when I told them.
Who's Vancouver going to leave on the board?
Most of them got a good chuckle about that.
Kamel's still there. Yeah, Sabres are going to have a really good choice here.
He's had on me. Super proud of him, getting to go to Seattle.
Even at 28 too, with how this board and the player's still available.
37, I think. Just in the
makes his Eichel take even better.
Municipality's got quite a bit more.
This is the pick the Sabres got for Eichel.
700, but that's normally the municipality. So.
Wow. And Vancouver's another one of these teams. They just can't seem to put it all together. I feel like they have a core and they're younger. It's just
The way that Geeks, possesses the puck
in their division too. Like this was the year for them to make the jump.
Guy likes to have the puck on his stick. He's a
And
dynamic
Vegas having
player
a down
out there. He
year
likes
and,
to make
and
plays.
everything, but
He's just all around a really good threat in the offensive zone.
I don't even know what they would do here. They go with the D to go alongside Quinn Hughes, or
player I've ever played with.
try to grab another score.
Get lost trying to find him for a pass, but
I love that pick for Winnipeg. I just
our abilities.
Like you said,
intertwined
their
with each other,
captain's
and I think
aging.
that's,
That team is kind of in almost in a transition period where they really have to start thinking about the future as well as the present. And
going back to the interview,
honestly, a Hall of Fame name, absolute Hall of Fame name.
Good name.
Great
name.
name.
Played on too the jersey there.
Definitely some nerves. You're going to meet with NHL GMs and head scouts and assistant GMs. So,
well, the draft kind of died down in energy since we first started. That was
more so excitement.
We started off quick.
I'm really grateful to be here. I put a lot of hard work, a lot of effort into making this happen. And
Vancouver's on the clock.
Super excited, super pumped to come down to Buffalo. And
should we kill this video while we go into the Sabres pick?
Yeah, I think when you're walking in the room
on the clock, Vancouver taking a little time here to get their pick in.
Scouts, I think it's something.
Yeah, Kamel, you're up.
I think it's really cool. Again, I think as I've said, it's more excitement. Maybe you get the jitters walking into the room, but
Devin could even move up to
pretty calm down, but.
Pick 20 and still get like one of those guys that could have gone in the top 10.
It's a true honor. It's pretty surreal to be able to come to Buffalo.
A bunch of these names people had the Sabres grabbing at 9, and they're still here. So
super thankful to be here and excited for the future.
Just waiting. Come on, Vancouver are literally our expansion brethren. If you think about it, came in the league at the same time as Vancouver. So I'm kind of like, just by that comparison alone, I'm a little bit of a Vancouver Canucks fan, secondary fan. If I have to pick a team out of the West, they've suffered a little bit too. So
Esther, Pedersen, and Hughes, you think they'd?
Yeah, I think me.
Like that's just good core.
Offensive zone.
I mean, Pedersen had down here.
That's kind of where I strive with my
IQ and my vision. Pull stuff together this year.
Too, but
they haven't had a first since 2019.
I think is second to none. And I try and put myself in the right spot with my IQ, not being the fastest skater. I've really trusted my IQ and my vision.
Pick is in.
Make sure I'm in the right spot. And
so they're making the pick.
We're always looking for each other, on the ice.
We're ready, Kevin.
He's got a better opportunity.
Here we go. Who?
Connor, your name is kind of all over the place on different lists. On some of them, it's in the top 5. On some of others, it's towards the end of the first round. Why do you think that is, and how has it been confusing for you?
Yeah, I think everyone has their opinion, right? I think it's something that you kind of.
I just don't know.
If he's there at 28, and I mentioned this earlier, I would really love to see Lane Hudson at Buffalo.
Yeah, he just popped onto the top 10 best available. Good shot.
It bothers me
I'm for me, he's just
confused about it.
So still available.
About it, right? You play hockey.
Kamel, Yurkov.
When people
Lekkery Mackey, Brad Lambert too. I'm kind of surprised he's still available. I like him a lot too. I think
I feel like I can't really be. It's going to be hard to be mad at Kevin with his pick coming up. There's a lot of good options for him.
Yeah.
How does one? We've heard about your small town, and how does one aspire to get to this point from?
Let's see. Here we go.
Such as that, and what might have been one of the bigger challenges you faced?
Come on, Vancouver. Get your team up there. Let's go.
Yeah.
Buffalo needs to be on the clock here.
My dad, obviously, my parents, my whole family, grandma, whatever, grandpa. I think, whether it's them making me a pregame meal or them driving me to the rink.
They took Lekkery Mackey.
So that drops Kamel.
I was super young when I got
again, another guy that you expected to be gone by now.
We talked about that with Ryan too, just Kamel just slowly falling, and he said that'd be someone. If the Sabres can get 16, it would be a steal. And here he is.
Along the way, they taught me a lot of things.
I would love just to see the Buffalo pick come up and immediately pick his own. Like Kevin knows who he wants.
Almost
not gonna mess around.
I think you're from a small town. You got to get used to players being better than you as you move up. So
another Swedish winger for the Canucks.
Like that, there's always going to be better players. And then when I got to play against this guy, I guess I had to realize.
So Buffalo's on the clock again. I would expect them to go Kamel here, right?
For sure.
and we'll bring him up real quick too.
Just for both of you, I'm curious. There's a lot of top-end Western Hockey League defensemen here. Who was the toughest defenseman you guys played against this season?
Let's
Yeah,
see.
I really hope it's Kamel.
See what obviously the hype around him is.
Yeah, and also Yurov is a name I saw the Sabres taking a lot at 9, and he's still here at 16. The board worked out really well for the Sabres. Like there weren't a lot of right-handed.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Like there weren't a lot of right-handed defensemen in the draft. And teams are taking a lot of defensemen. They're all left-handed. Like the Sabres probably weren't going to grab them anyways this high up, and they're going to get one of those forwards.
So if this is the direction they go and this is who they're
You
getting,
might be asking yourself, can you actually create high-quality live streams?
Not
for
live
free?
streams.
Well,
Definitely not that.
Okay. Here you go, Kevin. Another guy that can score. He
This is Kamel, a guy that we kind of expect Buffalo to maybe go in this direction, especially when you don't see or think that he might fall to the position with Buffalo at 16.
Yeah.
Look at that shot. Nobody knew he scored but him. Love the gold helmet too. Look at the helmet.
Yeah, the leading scorer gets a little gold helmet. Let's see, he put up this year, the top finish league, he put up 23 points in 39 games, 15 goals in the league of play.
Again, that's a man's league. That's one of the best leagues in Europe.
In the league, yeah.
If Buffalo walks away, Joakim Kamel.
Yeah, even like 18U play, he tore it up, like almost over a goal per game. He's over a goal per game for 18U play against guys his own age. Just over a goal a game. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. On the clock. Trust you, Kevin. I think, and the thing with the two top guys left, Kamel and Yurov, is they're both right wingers that will slot nice. Like for the Sabres' future, you got Tuck, Quinn, and hopefully one of these two guys to fill in. Papa Rosine, like one of these guys have got to hit, and that's going to be just look at Sabres roster that much better.
I just love that he's the only guy with a gold helmet. I just love it.
It makes it easy to find.
Yeah.
Okay. Kevin's taking his time here.
Maybe he's on the phone.
Kevin's, using the rest of his minutes here. Because, I mean, even if he drops back a couple spots, they're still going to be, like, good players. I don't think you can pass up.
Mutta sitä kirkkainta Italia-palolta ei löydy, ja se on varmasti yksi suurimmista syistä, miksi IFK on Palolan valinta. Ahonen, IFK ilman muuta kuuluu liigan suurimpien ennakkosuosikkien joukkoon. Etukäteisarvioissa Tappara on vahvasti siihen rinnalle nostettu. Aleksi Salonen toimittaa, ja maalineuvostolta tulee ohjaus, ja nyt tasoittaa tämän pelin 1-1.
Taking his time. Come on, Kevin. It's really just forward or bust here. The Sabres still have 10 picks left in this draft. Like, that's insane. The busy man pick is in.
Kristoffer laitaan, turkulainen, Kemel, ja sitten siellä on myöskin Valkeajärvi mukana. Ja sitten menee kiekko reppuun, kyllä. Sieltä se vedetään viivalta ja sinne erittäin väkevästi menee Braden Kristoffer tuonne maalille.
Yeah, the old Jack Eichel trade, here it is.
Hyvin Kemel tuo kiekko.
And that second rounder next year is going to be really nice too.
Yeah, I agree.
That's another good draft. This trade just gets better for the Sabres each day. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, walking up. What a confident man. My entire well-being is in his hands, so no pressure, Kevin. I think there's no reason to not trust Adams. Each draft he's done well. Picking up a second rounder from 2 years ago. I don't know why his name's going over my head. We've been going for 2 hours, but I'm excited here. Got all 2 people up there for the Sabres. Looks good. Yeah. Oh, interesting. I don't know too much about him. Good for the Sabres.
Noah Ostlund.
Yeah. From Sweden. Another center. Sabres just locking down that center position. Dynamic, shifty playmaker. He in a U20 play for Sweden this year. They're basically their junior league. He put up 42 points in 32 games. Not a ton, just a ton of assists like his whole career. He's good with the puck. Yeah. Looks like a good player. Look at that.
1 second.
I'll
give my thoughts here in a second.
I trust Kevin, man. As much as I think we both wanted Kamel, especially after watching those highlights.
I hate that pick. Again, a very, very good junior league there in Sweden. You know, sometimes people look at these numbers. You look at what the players produce in like the OHL, like Savoy for 90 points, 65 games. And you see these numbers out of these Swedish and European leagues, and it's like, well, I don't understand why are we taking that guy? Listen, these leagues over in Europe, you're not just playing against guys in your own age group. You're playing against men. You guys are playing against guys like pure professionals in some of these leagues over in Sweden and over in Finland. So yeah, maybe the numbers that you would see over in like the OHL or in the college, they're not there as much.
Yeah.
But you have to understand they're 2 completely different leagues, 2 completely different ice surfaces, 2 completely different styles of game. So honestly, you look at a guy like Noah Ostlund. I like that pick. I really do. Again, it's not off the board.
5'10".
Not a big kid, but he's fast. That's like, again, just like Savoy, big pickup speed. And I think that's what Kevin Adams is kind of, centers like is speed and finishing ability. And Noah Ostlund and Matthew Savoy have both.
Yeah, and you think about the Sabres team last year. That's kind of something they started to build on, and look where the game's going. Speed and the ability to put up a lot of goals. Look at the Avalanche. You got to be able to score goals on a consistent basis. And that's something the team struggled with last year. And hopefully these additions of guys that can put the puck in the net, quick, shifty, can move the puck well, find open guys, can really just elevate the Sabres teams beyond a level they thought they could go to. What's Bettman talking about here? I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah.
Wow. Still one more pick, though, in the first round for the Sabres. Interesting. Still no moves, though, for Kevin. I would have thought he'd done something maybe by now. And especially like him and Rosine, 2 guys that probably should be competing for that same spot. Hopefully they can push each other too. And one of them's got to, pan out and be that really good player that I look at the Sabres prospects too, and almost running out of spots in the lineup. There's just so many guys that should be in like a top 6 position that this team's just going to look really, really, really good.
Yeah.
But now we wait. Wow. And then the prospect thing's coming up soon, right?
Yep.
Prospect
Next
challenge.
week.
Wow. You don't have to hopefully wait too long to see some of these guys. And a Sabres jersey, too. Hopefully they can get Osland over here in the States, in Rochester, maybe.
It would be nice to see him at the development tournament this upcoming.
Yeah. I mean, he's in Montreal, so extend the
he's here.
Yeah. Delay the plane trip a little bit and get him on the ice. And the prospect camp is just so much fun. You can see how good like the Sabres prospects are. The top ones are against guys their own age. There's just been some iconic moments from those games. Wow. Sylvan started the clock for Nashville.
1 second.
GM of the year. Jim Gregory. Interesting. Wow.
What was this award for? I'm sorry, I just wasn't paying
It's
attention.
GM of the year to Jim Gregory. Oh, or interesting. I'm trying to watch here and there and kind of catch up on some guys.
I gotta show this one. I just tweeted it out. I'm gonna bring it up real quick here. I just tweeted out a beauty of a goal from Osland in the waning seconds of a game. The kid again. They're going with speed and skill down the middle, and I honestly I love it. I absolutely love it. You just bring that up here.
Good for Sakic.
He's just again, it's not surprising that both him and Stevie Y, especially from that era of players that they've just so 1 second here.
Yeah. Wayne Hudson lines up perfectly with the Sabres pick.
Honestly, I love Lane Hudson, man. Again, yeah, he's 5'8", 5'9", but in terms of just building that back end even further, more than you've already built it, like, yes, he's a little bit development. He needs more development, but the skill is there. The hockey IQ is there. Sure, the size isn't, but people, criticize Chicago when they took DeBrincat because of his size. Well, I mean, they're still criticizing them about DeBrincat, but for the wrong reasons, because they just traded him away for peanuts of what he's worth.
Yeah, or Cole Caulfield too.
Yeah, like again, guys. I mean, size for me isn't all like everything. Especially in today's NHL. And Lane Hudson, the kid has that swagger and that skill and that speed. Just like, reminds me a little bit of Quinn Hughes.
And the Sabres kind of have that flexibility where they can maybe take a risk on a guy like Lane Hudson, that they don't need to put all their eggs into his basket. And, they have the back end that can produce points where he doesn't have to step in maybe year 2 or 3 and have to be that guy that everyone looks to as the savior. He can step in, play a game, not take a ton of minutes, find his role in the NHL. And that's
Here's
what
the
they
goal.
need.
The goal I was talking about.
Flips, hits the trailer, is Osland in.
It's frozen for me.
This is from this year's World Championship. The U18s. Watch that one more time. This drag, boom, backhand, see ya. An absolute beauty of a goal there from Noah Osland. And bring up his hockey DB as you just did real quick. Again, just going. Yes, they're not looking at size, but they're looking at speed and just ability down the middle. And I love both these picks, Carson.
Yeah, you kind of see the vision Kevin Enns is going here, gets a center at pick 9, because I think center is a position a lot of Sabres fans aren't 100% comfortable in with the centers that they have now and for the future. You already got talks about guys being moved to the wing, and you need that center position to be your most locked position in confidence. So hopefully these guys pan out, and it just seems like exciting picks too. Like we're not getting, maybe a guy that will hang on for a bit, take some time to develop. Like these guys are good.
Yep. So looking here at his numbers from 2022, in 32 games, the G20 National. I'll butcher these if I even try to pronounce them. 42 points in 32 games. In the SHL, 11 games played. But again, in the SHL, that's a man's league. So, I mean, no points, but that doesn't really concern me. Playing the World Junior Championships, 10 points in 6 games. The U18 for Sweden, 13 points in 15 games. This kid has it, in my opinion. I just absolutely. And you look at some of this criticism of here, positive criticism of Ostlund here on Elite Prospects. At his best, Ostlund is a dynamic, shifty playmaker who takes full advantage of the width of the ice to build passing sequences. A dexterous distributor with the full array of reach-adjusted passes and the keen eye to find options through traffic. He was the most prolific setup man in the entire Swedish junior circuit. That's from the Elite Prospects 2022 Draft Guide. From Michael Holmquist. His hockey sense, work ethic, and skill level makes him stand out. He makes all his line mates better. He has the best hockey sense of all the 2022 NHL Draft Prospects. A world-class playmaker and a shifty stick handler. From EP Rinkside. He plays with intensity and is always on the move. He is equal parts creativity with a high-end work rate. Very skilled forward, always reading the play off the puck and putting it in the effort to disrupt plays. Flawless all-around game. The one thing I took from a lot of these criticisms, like positive critiques of him, is like the work ethic. He's willing to, he skates hard. He doesn't give up on plays. Those are the things you want to hear, especially out of a center. Like, center is, in my opinion, the most important position on the ice next to goaltender. You have so many responsibilities when you play up the middle, and you're just not there and you're just not always there to be a setup guy up the middle or to score goals. You have to take care of things in your own end, and that's kind of like the feel I get from Ostlund here. Is he's a good two-way center.
And think the Sabres team too, and their centers. You got Middlestat, and it's nice to get guys. And look at Savoy too. It looks like he's good in his own end. You can get guys that can play both ends, and that's what you need, especially in the playoffs. Like, yes, we want to get there, Sabres fans, but it's not about just making it to the first round. We want this team to go far. Kamel was taken by
Nashville at 17, which is, again, very surprising. You call the 17.
Yeah. Good pick for Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
They're another team kind of in no man's land. They're just kind of floating around and snuck their way in the playoffs and got their brakes beaten off by Colorado, but so did a lot of teams. Yeah, wow. So what we got? 10 more picks till the Sabres are up again. Yeah, I don't even know. With 2 forwards already taken, I don't know if the Sabres look for the back end help or what.
I think they go defense here.
Yeah.
I think they do if they keep the pick.
Yeah, who knows? Might fall back. Yeah. I think that'd be a good selection. I don't know about right-handed defense and still available, but Sabres probably need to fill some bodies on the back end. This is for the old Reinhardt pick too. $28.
You know what I can't stand, off topic, is when you type something like 1,000 times on an iPhone.
Yeah.
And it never corrects it, but it corrects the most moronic things for you to something you weren't even trying to type. When you do get it right, it makes no sense at all.
Especially on Twitter,
I constantly spell hockey on accident. It never corrects it. Why are you not correcting that? Hockey isn't a word. But hockey is a word. I type it 100 times a day.
All the time. No name bar in Nashville. Tough. Wow. Dallas is up. Europe just sounds like a guy that would play for the Stars. Fit in there. And forward. Right winger. I think we're at the point now in the draft where it's just a lot of teams. I mean, it's all teams that got eliminated in the first round for the most part.
Yeah.
So teams either on their decline or on their come up. So this is kind of a big point in there where their franchise is heading. Teams starting to sell pieces off or build for them to make that last little run.
Couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah. Minnesota's up next. They locked up Fleury today.
I mean, they got rid of Kevin Fiala in that deal with LA.
Yeah. They also seem to be a team that
I think this is where you can see like a guy like Lambert go.
Yeah. Yeah, he's still around too.
Yep. I honestly thought that might be where Buffalo could have headed. I did not have Oslin on my list of players at 16. I'm happy with it, especially after seeing some of the critiques of him and his highlights. But I'm not good surprised. Like Brad Lambert's in there, Urov still being there. Very surprised. But that's how drafts are, man. There's always guys that fall. Nobody expected Shane Wright to fall to 4, but
that's still great. That whole first 5 picks. I think I'm still sweating from that going on. So just the whole hot start with Montreal taking Slav, and then Nemec going 2, Goalie 3, and then Wright 4.
Yeah,
that's started off the draft hot. We were buzzing quick.
Joe Sakic just confirmed that it'll be Giorov and Francois as his number 1 and 2 next year, meaning Kemper's gone.
Yeah,
it was pretty much confirmed, but
it makes sense
when they brought in Giorov. But
yeah, I'm interested. Where do you think Kemper goes? You want to see him in Buffalo?
I would love to see Kemper in Buffalo. I think he's a perfect bridge guy.
Agreed.
To either Portillo or Levi. I don't think he's going to cost you a ton. Maybe you overpay him a little bit to come to Buffalo, like $5.5-6 million a year, which I'm fine with that. I'm personally fine with that. And for a 3-year deal, that would be perfect. That's ideal for me. Yeah. I'm okay with paying him, especially when he brings a ring to the room. That's the biggest thing. He's bringing a Stanley Cup ring to your room. He knows what it takes to get there.
Exactly. And think of how much Tuck brought just from his playoff experience alone. And think of a guy like Darcy who's been in the league now forever and finally got his cup. Like, that'll just be a big addition, too, for those young goalies coming up, having someone between Darcy Kemper and Craig Anderson. Like, those are 2 goalies who have paid their dues in the NHL. They can really help these young guys kind of elevate their game and hopefully stick in the NHL. Guys like UPL, Portillo, and Levi. But we'll see. There's just a lot of options out there for goalies. The Sabres can go a lot of different routes, either free agency or trade. Maybe that 28th pick. See, Dallas is up. Pick is in. No, Austin still. Let's see. Dallas. Oh, Lion Beschel, from Switzerland.
Look at that hair, though. Look at how slick back that hair is.
Yeah.
You love to see it.
A defenseman for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's ranked. He is kind of all around the board. McKean's had him at 41. Bob McKenzie had him at 26. Elite prospects 28. Left-handed defenseman. Let's see. Played 29 SHL games this year. Had 1 goal, 2 assists. Not bad at 18. Captain of the World Junior team. Or the World International team.
I'm big on the hair, man. Look good, feel good, play good, right?
Yeah, some things can't be. I mean, Sabres, had a good first pick in there. In Savoy.
Yeah, guy has a great head of lettuce.
Him and Power, like that's a good draft for Adams so far in the first round. Wow. I love seeing the parents' reactions. It is the best.
Mm-hmm.
Ian Beshel, defenseman.
Yeah, from Greg Wyshynski. I'll just go ahead and ask what we're all already wondering. Who gets run out of Montreal first, Kirby Dach or Yaroslav Savovsky?
Yeah, that's a great point.
Kirby Dach.
Yeah, probably. The pressure on Slavowski though, like he's got to produce. Wow. At Minnesota. We got 9 more picks till Buffalo. Picks again. Unless Mr. Adams has other plans.
Bill Armstrong and Ken Holland 8 minutes ago just had a very, very lengthy chat per Greg Wyshynski.
Oh.
So I don't know what that's all about.
Who was it? Ken Holland and...
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm surprised a couple of these teams haven't traded to try to add some capital.
Yeah. So let's bring up some Noah Ostlund here.
Yeah. Also, that Chris Letang contract today. I want his agent.
I know, man. He's under contract with them now until he's 41, and that pretty much all but means like Malkin's gone, right?
You would
have to think.
Yeah, just contract wise, because they paid him pretty good. What, $6 million?
Yeah. Okay, so
penny.
Noah Ostlund. All right, here we go. Let's bring a little share screen action here.
Here we go.
Ugly mug. Let's go.
I'm Nick Niman, and I'm a StreamYard user.
Nobody cares, Nick. Nobody cares. All right. Take a look at that. Wow.
Yeah, he's got some wheels on him. Yeah, I like this pick. He's just so smooth on his feet. He's so confident with the puck. I think he's going to be a fun prospect to keep our eyes on.
Yeah, he's just very dynamic with the puck. Very dynamic with the puck.
Seems like a great overtime guy as well.
I want to see here.
There's no Cody Eakin in overtime, but
yeah, he's no Cody Eakin. But let's go back one here.
Hey everyone, welcome to Woo Hockey YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to do a little scouting report about one of the top Swedish prospects for the upcoming 2022 NHL Draft, Noah Östlund. Noah Östlund is a skilled centerman with good vision and high hockey IQ. Like most great playmakers, Östlund knows how to create space for himself and chances for his teammates as well. He just seems to know where everyone is on the ice, despite the limitation of having only 2 eyes. Östlund makes anyone who plays with him an instant threat. All they have to do is to get open with their stick on the ice and he will find them. Without the puck, he's smart too, as he supports his linemen defensively and gives them a passing option to get them out of trouble. Noah Östlund needs to get stronger if he wants to play in the show and work on his shooting skills. Some scouts have become concerned about his lack of high-end offensive skills when it comes to scoring goals. I mean, overall, Östlund is one of the smartest forwards in this draft class. With the right development, we can have another Sebastian.
Look at that shot, man.
My projection that Noah Östlund will be selected at late first round, somewhere between 25th and 30th pick.
Well, you rock. Buffalo took him at 16, baby.
Jonathan Lekaramaki flips, hits the trailer as Östlund in. Out of there, scores! What a beauty! Noah Östlund backs it in, and Sweden leads 2-1.
Right out of the air.
Can we watch that just one more time?
Yeah. He's a fun prospect.
What?
Ew.
What? Did you see that gnarly backhand towing?
Perfect.
And he's still laboring after that shot block. Hamlet waits, shoots, in front, loose, and tries to score!
Perfect.
His teammate was just drafted by Minnesota this year. Liam Ogren.
Another Liam off the board for all you shameless fans. All right, this is from a Locked On Senators podcast. Not to promote other podcasts on Two Goalies, One Mic, but I don't mind.
Thank you for joining us. Before we get started on today's episode, just a quick reminder to please smash the like button in the bottom that we have coming up.
Let's see here.
So it's called EP Let's Watch, I think.
Let's get there. We go.
Yeah.
Assists, 9 goals, 33 assists, and in the playoffs, in 5 games, he had 5 goals, 2 assists. He did get a cup of coffee in the SHL, only 11 games, but as usual, I feel like anytime we mention that these kids play in the pro leagues, 0 points.
Yeah, it's really tough for them to even get opportunity, let alone production. Now, Tony Ferrari has been high on him all year. He told me that this is a kid.
Oh, our boy Chris Peters didn't have him rated at this point.
On his list.
Yikes.
13th, Pilsy. And wait till you hear the range. So Tony's got him at 13. Yes, I said that 3 times because it is that much different than the rest of the pack. Scott Wheeler, next up, 24th on his list. Elite Prospects has him at 33, although I'll tell you some things that
Chris
Elite
Peters
Prospects had to say about them in their scouting meeting. Bob McKenzie at 51 and Pilsy, another range. 73 on Craig Button's list. So the average is
nobody really cares what Craig
38.8,
Button
but
thinks
the
so.
range is 13 to 73. Yeah, we know exactly where this guy's going to go.
Yeah, like this is wild, and I can sort of understand the range, Ross, but personally, I would be definitely I would be on the higher side of Button and McKenzie here because I see a lot of talent here. I think he's going to go closer to the first end of the first round, start of the second round, and what I really noticed and what they keyed in on in that EP video was his high hockey IQ is so apparent because he's able to find creative ways to get open and switches things up when he's transitioning up the ice. So your opponents are always guessing what he's going to do. And I feel like he just manages his line mates so well. Like his ability to guide Lekermacki and Ogren into the perfect spot.
Real quick,
you know, that's what you keep hearing. He makes everybody around him better.
Can't be mad at that.
No, like you kind of think of like a Sam Reinhart type thing. Like Sammy wasn't, you know, he was a pass first type of guy. He could score, but he's a pass first type of guy who did his best to make his line mates better. Granted, he was a winger for most of his career before he moved to center his last season with Buffalo. And again, played on the wing this past season with Florida. But I personally think that we got like an extremely gifted playmaking center here, and who, you know, takes some pride in his ability to play in both ends of the ice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just excited to see him. Hopefully he stays in town until the prospect camp there, and we can see him on the ice like during a game, get those minutes in.
Jesus Christ. Are you seeing this right now, or are you still on the YouTube page?
Which one? Oh, the
picture you just sent me. Hold on. Oh my God. That smile, buddy. Hold on. That's Hall of Fame right there. You don't know what he's thinking. Hold on. Everybody, for what we're talking about here, this is insane. That almost looks like I don't even know what to think of that.
Love that.
It looks like he's holding in a fart. That's actually like even a better. That's a good tweet right there. Is he holding in a fart?
Ivan Miroshchenko is taken by the Capitals. I think he's the first Russian off the board.
Surprising this late in the draft.
Yeah.
Some people, you all know with Tim Murray, when Tim Murray was the GM, who hated taking Russian hockey players. Was it Tim Murray? No, it was Darcy that hated taking Russians.
I think it was for a while because Adams took 3 of them in like the second round last year, second and third round. All those picks were all Russians. Polpatov, all those guys.
That's funny. I just want to keep that on the screen for the time being.
Look at that face. It's the future right there.
It literally looks like he's holding in a fart.
Yeah.
Like he's clenching right now.
Oh.
That's fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic.
Okay.
So let's stop sharing this screen here. All right, stop sharing. So we are, what now, 7 after this? 7 picks away from Buffalo's pick at 28.
Something like that,
yeah. They pick at 28. So let's make some predictions. Let's look at what we have left available and, you know, where we think Buffalo will end up picking or what we think.
Yeah, because out of like the top 10 that ESPN gives, there's bound to be at least 3 or 4 of those guys still on the board when the Sabres pick. And I know you got your guy.
I'm all over Lane Hudson, man, and that was a big Chris Peters guy when we had him on. And I'm a big NTDP guy. Like I love everything coming out of that program.
Yeah,
you know, it's gotten to the point where people who follow the prospect, prospects and whatnot, they're starting to call it the program. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Which is normally reserved for college football. You know what I mean? Like that term. There's a movie. There's a movie named after it. Hold on. From Pierre LeBrun, asked agent Pat Brisson his client Patrick Kane and his NHL future in lieu of today's trades by rebuilding the Blackhawks. Brisson said, also Jack Eichel's agent, Brisson said they're not going to make any decisions or comments at this point.
Wow.
Find a comment that says a lot, but it doesn't really say anything, but it's very telling.
Yeah, like the end is near for Kane and Tay's time in the Windy City. But I don't know, Duane, would you like to see Kane on the Sabres roster? What would you give up for him?
He's what, 33 now?
Born in 88. So
he's 33. I don't think Kevin Adams is the type of guy to give up the house for him.
No way.
And I think Chicago loses a lot of leverage now, especially when you see
100%.
what's been given up. Especially when you see what's been given up for Kevin Fiala, DeBrincat,
especially DeBrincat.
They hurt, by dealing DeBrincat at his age.
Yeah, and his production.
You hurt any the return you and Lou would get for Patrick Kane, right?
100%. Like that ship's basically sailed of them getting a decent return, because what team would pay the house for an aging Patrick Kane? He's still putting up good numbers, but that's not going to be forever. Especially with this draft class, next draft class being how deep it is. No team's going to give up that opportunity to draft a good player in these mid rounds for a year or two of a good Patrick Kane. But
I'm just not giving up the house for him. I'm not.
No way. I'm not giving up too much.
You know what I mean? I'm just not.
When
you shouldn't have to.
The Sabres wingers are kind of logjam there at the top six. I'm someone that wants Quinn and Peterka to get an opportunity this year with the big club. If you bring in a guy like Kane and some other guys, that's going to be hard. But
I say pretty much what that comment from Pat Brisson. You find a statement that says a lot without saying anything.
Yeah.
Right? Is that the correct way of saying it?
Yeah. Yeah, I got to head out for 2 minutes. I'll be back.
Yeah, do what you got to do, bud. Yeah, but touching on Pat Brisson after talking to Pierre LeBrun, Pat Brisson, who's a high-profile agent for a lot of high-profile players, most notably guys like Patrick Kane, who we're going to talk about here in a second, Jack Eichel, who fired his previous agent to go with Pat Brisson, also father of Brisson, who is currently property of the Vegas Golden Knights. Asked from Pierre LeBrun, asked agent Pat Brisson about his client Patrick Kane and his NHL future in lieu of today's trades by the rebuilding Blackhawks. Brisson said they're, and I quote, they're not going to make any decisions or comments at this point. Like I said, that says a lot without really saying anything. It's for me. I know you're like, Owen Pickering goes to Pittsburgh at 21, which again, I think that really opens up things for Lane Hudson, who in my opinion is one of the best defensemen in the draft, top 3 for me, to maybe slide to Buffalo at 28. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm a big advocate for that kid. Again, 5'8", not big, but again, in today's NHL, size doesn't really mean everything. The kid is just super skilled, very fast, and his high hockey IQ for me is off the charts. So I really hope that, that kid slides to Buffalo at 28, because again, as good as our back end's future is looking, There's no reason not to try and make it better. And I would love to see Lane Hudson playing on the opposite side of either Darlene or Owen Power in the next few years. But we'll see. Owen Pickering, defenseman from the Swift Current in the WHL, goes to Pittsburgh at 21. The same day they sign Chris Letang to that extension, which will keep him, make him a Pittsburgh Penguin for the rest of his career, at least up until he's 41. I mean, I doubt he would probably sign the contract after that. Letang has been there for all 3 cups, right? In Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
I believe so, yeah. Again, Pittsburgh just took Owen Pickering out of the WHL, adding another defenseman to the franchise. I like that pick. I really do. Even though you're bringing Chris Letang, not that really, affected this pick at all, but you bring another defenseman in to the fold. We'll see where he slots in, whether he's in the NHL. I doubt he'll be in the NHL, or he'll be, again, a development player for the next couple of years.
Exactly. That's a tough pick for Pittsburgh because by the time any of these guys make it to the NHL, their window is
it's done. They're in full.
Yeah.
Like I said, in my opinion, Malkin's gone, right? Malkin's gone.
So this pick on D, I don't know too much about him, but you might as well try to swing a little bit because you're gonna have to wait a couple of years, and the Penguins don't have a couple of years to win one. With Crosby's a unicorn, but can't play forever. And with that core, it seems to be falling apart year by year, especially where they were when they went back to back. It's only a couple names left.
Comments on that tweet? Nah, he's already sharded.
Love that.
Peyton Manning Forehead Academy.
Oh no, I didn't even see the forehead. Let me take a.
Forehead! It is rather.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's a big forehead.
They're gonna need the double extra large helmets there in Buffalo for him.
Jesus, he's already sharded.
Remember that picture of Gerby wearing John Scott's helmet in the penalty box years ago? Yeah. He's gonna need one of those John Scott helmets for him. Look at that. He's a smaller kid though.
Carlo Koliakovo. Lou Lamoriello traded away Devin Teus for 2 second-rounders and then paid a first, 13th, for Alex Romanoff. I'm so confused.
Yeah. You got me there. Wow. Oh, Lou.
Yeah.
All right.
Ron Hextall, Penguins GM, being interviewed right now after the Owen Pickering pick.
Yeah.
Owen Pickering pick. Say that 5 times fast. Owen Pickering pick. Owen Pickering pick.
This late in the night too, it's gonna get you.
Yeah.
And Anaheim's up now. Their last pick was 10th, where they picked up Russian defenseman out of Saginaw. And I wonder if I doubt they go defense again. You think it's time for someone to finally take Lambert? I think that'd be a great pick for Anaheim. Like, Lambert's a guy that is able to put the puck in the net a bunch throughout his career, and playing with someone like Trevor Zegras, a great playmaker, that seems like a really good match that's made to be. If you can get someone that just has that good shot, just needs someone to give him the puck a few times, this seems like a home run pick for Anaheim to go that direction.
Didn't Chicago trade? Who did they trade? They trade to Tampa.
How recent?
Who was it?
How recent?
They trade, wasn't it Chicago traded him to Tampa the deadline this year?
Oh, Hagel?
Hagel, yeah, it was Hagel, right?
Yep.
So they've traded Hagel to Brinkat.
Yep. All before Kane and Tays know what's going on. Wow. Pick is in. Still can't believe Shane Wright falls to 4. Kevin Korishki. Interesting draft so far. Let's see. So this pick they got in the Hampus Lindholm trade to Boston all those years ago. Huh. Wow.
So the Blackhawks have traded Hagel, DeBrincat, and Doc, and kept Kane and Taves after telling everyone that they're rebuilding.
Yeah.
Make it make sense.
Doesn't. They're just complete overhaul. So Ostlund said probably 2 more years in Sweden, then he'll be ready for 82 games in playoffs. So,
I'm sorry. What? Say that again.
Ostlund said in his interviews that probably 2 more years in Sweden, then I'll be ready for 82 games and playoffs. So it'll be a couple years before we see him in North America, but Nathan Gaucher is taken by Ducks center from Quebec.
I like that pick.
Another center off the board.
Like I said, Hudson just keeps sliding, and I fucking love it.
Yeah. He should be there. Oh. Yep, 57 points in 66 games this year for Quebec. Nikia. We'll see. I mean, I doubt Lambert's still on the board when the Sabres have that pick.
That'd be another guy too that,
like, why not take a swing at him,
right?
You got some capital, like, give it a go.
Mm-hmm.
They got like a couple teams in front that might, or Kevin hops up there.
Look at the Eichel hair on this kid.
Yeah. To a T, like that was his hairstyle. Shaved down the sides, got the curly orange down the middle. Wow. Seems like a lifetime ago the Sabres drafted Savoy.
Right?
Wow. Interesting.
I gotta see if there's a good picture of this with his hair, man. That's literally Jack Eichel hair right there. That's a bad omen, right?
That's gotta be.
I mean, do a side by side, honestly. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I got Eichel's picture from the draft and brothers. But 6'3", 207. Not bad.
Trying to find a picture of him real quick. I'm gonna snag a pic.
Yeah, you have 5-6 more picks, so the Sabres are up.
That's literally Jack Eichel on the screen.
Yeah, can't really argue that. I think it's gonna be an interesting Eichel season this year. Coming in healthy, who knows if 82 games, and that Vegas team's probably so pissed off too with how the season ended. Just whether they can keep it all together in the locker room. The age-old question. They'll make 20 trades by the time the season starts. Have a brand new team.
Oh, that's like.
Yeah, Lambert and Urov left. 6 picks. It's possible. It's been a while since we had a development program kid too. Oof, wow. Let's see. St. Louis is up. No. St. Louis, Minnesota, and Toronto. Get the icy hot ready and the lotion for Toronto. Interesting. Yeah, Robert
You
Thompson.
can't tell me that that's not fucking Jack Eichel. I think that's insane. On the clock.
Here we go. Pick is in for St. Louis.
Give me Lane Hudson, baby.
Yeah.
Lane Hudson, let's go.
There's good options there. Urov, Lambert, Mesa. Yeah. Still good. I don't know if the Sabres, if they want to go forward again, it's there.
As reported earlier, initially from Greg Wyshynski, from Darren Drager 7 minutes ago, more rumblings of a trade in the works in the conversation. Lots of conversation between Ken Holland and Arizona's Bill Armstrong. The Oilers may be creating cap space by moving Zach Kassian. Sounds like it's getting close.
And that's pick 29 for Edmonton. So
yep.
Right after the Sabres.
Remember Zach Kassian? That was a fun story.
Yeah.
Kind of irritates the shit out of me that they dealt him in that Cody Hodgson deal.
Yeah. Another American off the board, Jimmy Snuggerud.
I love the name.
Forward, 63 points in 59 games this year. From going to Minnesota next year. Yeah, another Minnesota kid. So what was his rankings? Yeah, right about there. Great for others. Good with the puck. Okay, Lambert survives again. He was someone too a couple years ago. Like he got in the World Juniors pretty young and produced, and is like him in Wright's draft, and now it's just Wright falls all the way to 4, and Lambert's still in there. It reminds me of a couple years ago when Arthur Kaliev was a guy who was supposed to go like mid first round, just kept staying on the board all the way to the second. For whatever reason, teams were just afraid, and it's turned out well for LA.
Yep. Hopefully not the same therapist, though.
Yeah, Cassian's Arizona official.
Honestly, I'm loving Arizona's draft or draft day.
Looking like Mrazek to Chicago. Chicago. Did Chicago take Toronto's pick at 25 for taking Mrazek's contract? It's got to be something else in there.
So Kassian to Arizona.
Yeah, Kassian to Arizona. Also looking like Mrazek to Chicago via Elliot Friedman. No idea on the return yet, but probably that pick. Wow.
Brisebois and Hughes having some conversations by the Montreal table. So that's Tampa and Montreal.
Montreal is active tonight. I love that.
I mean, you're in your hometown. You got to swing for the fences, right?
Exactly. Just like Buffalo did by taking Nylander. Mrazek with a first rounder for a second. So Toronto traded Mrazek in their first for Chicago's second rounder or a second rounder from Chicago.
Peter Mrazek. So Toronto.
It's going to man the helm there.
Well, is that them just trying to make room for?
Yeah, because Mrazek's contract was
Campbell. That's them trying to tie up Campbell, right? That's what that is.
There's a name. I forget what name I saw that was linked to Toronto that I thought was interesting. What was it? Interesting. I forget what it was.
Wow. Man, the US NTDP is just fucking cleaning up right now. Like this is such a good statement for them. And I've been saying this all week. Like they are gonna have a great draft, and like they have made so many strides over the last like 5 to 10 years, man.
Well, you can see it
getting guys to the show.
It used to be all American. Like you wouldn't know where Americans would come out of. All these guys played for the development program. Like you didn't see any guys head off to play in the OHL or whatever, play USHL, head overseas like Matthews did. Like they all stayed in the program, and that's like all the Americans in this, like this, especially this first round, second round, are all development guys, which is good for them. Like it's just grown so much. Hopefully that translates to better American players. It should. Wait, what draft was it? Was it the Jack Hughes draft a couple years ago, where it's like 6-7 Americans in the top 10, and they're all like development kids? Yeah, it's like Turcotte and all them. Pick is in for Minnesota.
Mrazek and pick 25 to
Chicago. Or second.
Making room to re-sign.
Minnesota took Noah Oslin's teammate Liam Ogren a couple picks ago forward. So I don't know if they looked at some help on the back end here.
Yeah.
Good names.
I mean, that's not good news for Buffalo, though, if this is a move to
Daniela Yurov, they took the forward Yurov.
Okay.
That's a big name off the board for the Sabres, but still a couple left here as we approach pick 28.
So, guys, a bean pole. Absolute bean pole, man. He's skinny.
He's got to be a little upset. He was a guy like a lot of mock drafts had him go 9 to the Sabres.
So Jack Campbell, let's bring his page up here. You know, again, he had a great season for them. You know, the thing I like about Jack Campbell though is he's emotional. Like the guy wears his heart on his sleeve. Like, you know what I mean? And you know, Cully, who's a former goalie partner of his, Cully likes to brag that he stole the starting job from Campbell when they were in the OHL together in, let me see here. Why is this making me, this is insane. Like, why are we, what is going on right now?
A little slippery slope.
No, it's just, you type a guy's name into Elite Prospects and.
So he played with Cully back in 2010, 2011, one of those years.
Yep. He played with Cully while they were in the O at Windsor in 2010, 2011. And Cully likes to brag, I stole the starting job from him. Still played, I'm assuming whatever year that was, it must have been in 2011, 2012, because that year he only started 12 games.
He got shipped off to Sioux.
Yeah, but
Oh, Bettman's announcing the trade now. Yep. Trade Peter Mrazek. 25 to Chicago. So pick 38. So the Leafs dropped down 13 spots just to move on from Mrazek's contract.
It was a horrible contract to begin with. But I
Yeah.
think this is them trying to make room for Campbell. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and rightfully so, he had a great year. Went 31, 9, and 6 over the regular season, 49 starts, 914 save percentage, 264 goals against. And honestly, in Toronto, it's been tough for them to get those kind of numbers out of a goaltender.
Yeah.
Year before in 22 games, a 921 save percentage, 215 goals against, and went 17, 3, and 2. Playoffs, again, you wanted more out of him, maybe, 897 save percentage in that first round. Again, another first round loss for Toronto, which is hilarious.
Classic.
But I think if there's any player you want to root for, not named Austin Matthews. I mean, I'm not going to root for Austin Matthews just because I fucking hate the Leafs, but I love everything about Jack Campbell, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I would love to see him in a Buffalo uniform because, again, he just brings a lot to that locker room. But for me too, I just think that this move just kind of clears up the cap space they need to bring back Jack Campbell.
Do you think they make a run at Kemper?
That's a good move. That's a good move for Toronto. That's a good move.
And again, like, that's a team that draft pick's going to be a couple years out before they even make it to the show. And I mean, Toronto's young, yes, but they're kind of pushed up against the wall with cap. Like, they need to capitalize on this opportunity with the pieces that they have now before they keep losing guys that they just can't afford.
And no salary retained in the Mrazek trade either. So it's just straight.
Yeah,
that just tells me they did that to bring back Campbell.
Yeah, they need a goalie. It's either Campbell or I think that's probably the safest bet. Like, Campbell played well for him, and just whether they think Campbell's the guy that can get them all past the first round. If they didn't go up against Toronto, who knows? Let's see. Chicago's up. They've had an interesting draft.
Yeah.
Nazer and
I don't like. I have a Leafs late night page saying moving down 13 spots, buying out a contract. Husso or Kempo could be in the works. Why though? Like, if you could just bring back Campbell, who had a great year for you, like, why not?
Yeah, I think it's just Leaf fans wanting more than they really can.
I don't think you need to move on from Jack Campbell. I just don't.
And I think just Leafs in general, it's very short-term vision. Like, look at a lot of their contracts. They have a lot of guys making a lot of money that, that they kind of corner themselves into. Like, the Sabres got kind of stuck with a Jeff Skinner contract. Like, you're like, you got to pay these guys they produced, and now you kind of have to bear that cross with the cap situation they're in now.
So he becomes a UFA. He's a UFA, right? Come when free agency starts. What, next week?
Yeah,
he's going to get a big bump in pay. His base salary last season was $1.8 million. Like, he's probably going to get around 5.5 to 6. Which for me, I think if you're going to pay that kind of money for a goaltender, why not have it not be the guy who honestly had back-to-back great seasons for you? Granted, like, left, more to be desired in the playoffs. But again, I think as a team they all fell apart. Like,
first high schooler off the board for Chicago, Sam Rinsel from Shaska High in Minnesota, defenseman.
Whew.
Minnesota high school guy.
They just produce fucking players.
Yeah, he ranked like 30 to 40 by most scouting things. He's going to Minnesota in 2023-24. He played about half a season in Minnesota high school, the other half in the USHL, where he's about half a point per game.
Look at his size, though, man. The guy is a tree.
Yeah, 6'3", 180. Just turned 18. Wow. Monster.
Yeah, absolute monster. So, I mean, again, 28, a lot of good names still left on the board, but we all know who I want. Give me some Lane Hudson, baby.
We've been talking about Lane for a while now.
I just for me, it's just a no-brainer. Look at his numbers real quick. I'll bring it up.
Yep.
Here, his elite prospects page. This is his season last year. One of the critiques of him from EP Ringside: a fantastic skater with second gear acceleration. He possesses great vision of the ice and is reliable for a good first pass out of the zone. Committed to attending BU next year. At the World Juniors, the World Juniors had 8 points in 6 games. For the NTDP, US NTDP this past year, 60 games played, 63 points.
As a D-man.
Yeah, this is just insane. And in the USHL, for the US NTDP juniors, in the USHL, 27 games played, 32 points. Like,
yeah,
I understand he's not the biggest kid in the world. You know what I mean? At 5'9", I believe that's what he's listed at. No, yeah. 5'8", 160 pounds. I get it. You want somebody bigger, but like this. It doesn't have to be it's not a big man's league anymore. It is, but it isn't.
And the Sabres have size too.
Yeah.
Like power. I want to see him and Power on the blue line together. I think that'd be funny.
Oh my God.
Power's got size. Tuck, Thompson, they're trees. Dahlin's got some height to him too. It's like, it's not like the Sabres are a small team.
No.
Like Savoy's not the biggest guy, but the Sabres have height to them, and it's at the end of the day, it's not something that's that important in this league anymore. Like look at the successful guys. Yeah, like it's a lot of what you can do with the height you have, with your body positioning, stuff like that. And I don't see why you wouldn't succeed.
Like it's titled Lane Hudson controls play for 45 seconds on his own. So I'm gonna bring this up real quick.
Yeah. The Sabres could have a power play too with 3 defensemen on it, with Power,
literally.
and Hudson.
You have to think like that.
Like it's really almost a positionless game now.
Are you seeing it?
Yep. She's rolling.
Spicer, Hayden, and Leonard stay out there. Spicer played with the puck, run the drop, right to the half wall. Hayden, great corner for Ryan Leonard. Hayden giving chase. Now Spicer out of the corner.
He's active on that blue line too.
For Leonard at the headman. Following up Lane Hudson, he'll take it right corner. Hold on to the puck, good work by Lane. Lane takes a look at a 4-1 USA lead. Lane Hudson left point, stutter step. Leaves it for Leonard. Back to Hudson. Hudson moving in, out in front. Bit of a give and go, almost worked to Chesley. Now Hudson holding it in traffic at the high slot in the Alaska end. Good work by Lane Hudson here. Still holding on to the puck. Lane Hudson.
Got glue on that thing.
Setting up shot. Lane Hudson. What will he do? He goes left wing and a severe angle shot. And Allen got a safe piece of that. The shot by Chesley. Chesley for Leonard. Right side. Hudson got the shot and a glove stop by Allen.
Wow.
And he says enough of that. Great shift by Lane Hudson there.
Chesley would be a fun pick too.
Look at that, dude. Just like, how could you see that and not want that guy on your power play?
That's just fun. He's
like just nonstop controlling the play. The motor in that kid is endless.
So good with his body too, his body positioning. Like as that small guy, like he wasn't getting knocked around.
No.
Like he was strong on his skates, knew what to do with his frame, and like that's an exciting player. Just see where he stands. Pick is in for Montreal here at 26. Bunch of defensemen on the board.
They did just trade a defenseman.
Montreal did?
Well, Romanov.
Oh, yeah. So Cassian to Arizona with number 29, a future second, and a future third for number 32.
Really?
So, yeah. So Edmonton loses Cassian, 29, a future second, and a future third to drop back 3 spots. Oh, that put my mind in a pretzel reading that tweet. Interesting. So I think Edmonton's got to make a run now too.
A lot of people are hoping for Brad Lambert here.
For pick 28?
Yeah. No, for Montreal here at 20.
Montreal? I would really like that. If they walk away with Lambert here, I think this would be an incredible draft for them.
Mm-hmm.
I think it already has been. Get the first pick. So this is what they got for Toffoli. Interesting. Okay. Pick is in. Gotta go with the Demon. There's a lot of good Demon on the board. Doesn't look like a youth jersey, so I think guy's still on the board. Philip Mazar, forward from Slovakia. Good pick.
Oh my God! Here we go. We're getting into it.
Hey, if we can finally see Buffalo's name on the countdown. Here we go. It's one pick in between them.
I think this is where Lambert goes, though, in the next pick.
That'd be good because they picked up Eklund last year. I would like that for San Jose. But let's see who's still on board. Interesting.
Oh my God.
Getting close. You brought up Hudson too, early on in the show.
Yeah, I'm a big advocate for that kid. And if he doesn't go in the first round, personally, to me, that's criminal.
Yeah.
And secondly, you have to do. Adams should treat that the way he did with Paterka. If he's 100%. Still there in the second round for him, you have to make a move for him.
Yeah, well, there's no reason not. The Sabres have that ability to take a shot on a guy, or they can maybe wait.
Yep.
A little bit, or just take a shot in general. Why not at this point?
I'm a huge fucking Lane Hudson guy.
Gotta get you a jersey. Another
I
Slovakian.
will get one. I will get one.
3 Slovakians in the first round. Not a bad day for them. As many Slovakians as Russians. Okay, San Jose on the board. Because they traded out because they were pick number 10, 11, something like that. And they traded out. So they're first of the night. And then the good old Buffalo Sabres back at it.
Is anyone surprised that they're potentially going to use all 3 of these picks? Yeah, I personally would have guessed that they would have moved at least one of them.
Yeah, especially with all the talk kind of earlier in the day with how much Adams was talking about making moves and staying as is. Lambert, Casey.
We're cutting to commercial break, so let's bring up Lambert's page here. And again, I rated higher than 28 if he doesn't go here to San Jose.
Yeah, I want to see where his highest ranking was. Late birth years below 3. Yeah, his high, he had a bunch in the top 10. Elite prospects had him at 14. McKean's had him at 8. Smart Hockey had him at 5.
If he doesn't go here to San Jose, it's all but given that he's gonna go to Buffalo. Another center, right wing guy who could play center and right wing.
Yeah,
he's a dynamic offensive threat combining high-end skating with excellent handling and dual threat capabilities. Dynamic offensive player with great speed, very good offensive instincts, and dangerous when given time and space with the puck. Can skate and stick handle so well that he can find his way around older opponents and regularly. I was born in Finland and only played in Canada for 1 year. I'm assuming that's a quote directly from him. I don't know why that would be on his elite prospects page. This past year with the JYP and Liga in 24 games had 6 points. With the Pelicans in Liga, 25 games, 4 points. Again, you look at these stats and people are like, I don't understand why is he a first round ranking? Like, why? I don't get it. Listen, he's that high of a ranking because he's literally playing in a man's league over there. It's not just kids his age where he might be able to dominate more.
Exactly.
It's their version of a pro league over there, and he's playing in a league amongst men. So his numbers at that age aren't going to stand out, but like he has the intangibles and the attributes you want out of a NHL player. And you would hope they would translate to the NHL when he does make that jump.
Yeah. So they traded back with Arizona.
Oh, Arizona.
So say the Sabres don't pick up your boy Hudson here. The Sabres still have 9 picks left in this whole draft. They can move up in that second round and snag him if he's still there tomorrow.
Yeah. Which, in my opinion, I think it's criminal if he is. Mike Greer getting ready to make his very first ever draft pick.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. A lot of guys for the Sharks room there. We have a new leader in the clubhouse for guys on the stage. Let's see. What direction they go? Because again, we talked about it earlier. They're a team that is just kind of in no man's land. They have a bunch of older vets on contracts that are at the tail end of their careers, and might be time to blow it up if they get the opportunity to. But they took an extra couple picks in this draft, and see what they do with it. Mike Greer. Yeah, they have 11 picks left in this draft too. Like they're loaded.
San Jose?
Yeah. Here we go. San Jose. Still got nothing on EP. Mike Greer. When they posted the pictures of him when he got the GM job, I forgot about those jerseys that said Buffalo on them.
Yep. Remember, guys, when I say make history, he is the first ever African American general manager in NHL history.
Fun fact: his brother is the GM of the Miami Dolphins.
Yep.
2 water-based teams or mascots. Wow. I got nothing here yet, too. Let's see. First pick.
I gotta check.
Yeah. Man, the ship here. Oh, I forgot about this.
I want to get a close look at this.
Yeah. Sad. Oh, interesting. Philip Bystead out of Sweden. Another Swedish forward to go alongside William Eklund. And the Sabres now have some big options here at pick 28. Brad Lambert still on the board. Duane O'Mania's boy, Hudson, still there. But let's see this pick. Bystedt spent this past year in Sweden, played a couple SHL games, spent most of his time in the under 20 league there. A little over a point per game there. Scored 1 goal in 15 games in the SHL. But not too bad. But again, this just leaves the door open for the Sabres here at pick 28. Hudson, I know, Duane, I can hear your heart beating right now. You want it badly.
I'm tweeting it out right now.
Come on, Kevin. Almost 3.5 hours into the stream.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of disturbed that Mike Greer doesn't make that pick.
You think he would?
He's the first African American GM in NHL history.
Yeah,
like it's a big thing. It's a big deal. I'm sure to him too.
Plus,
like, why is he not making that pick?
He's 6'4". He's a tree. 205. Wow. Okay. Let's see it, Kevin. Let's make Duane happy here.
I know, man. I'm revved up, man. I want Lane Hudson. I'd be more than happy with Brad Lambert.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. But I want Lane Hudson really, really, really bad.
Wow. Wow. Sad, man. Okay. The moment we've been waiting for. It was a lot quicker from picks 9 to 16 than 16 to 28. Those flew by. But if you'd have told me Brad Lambert's still on the board here, like the Sabres could have taken him at 9, I think I would have been happy. But okay, you know, it is what it is. But still here, 28. Okay, Buffalo's on the clock. Hopefully they don't haunt you, Duane, and take another development program defenseman. Yeah, that mock I did with Ryan, who was on earlier, I had the Sabres taking Kallio Delius with this pick, so still there.
All right, let's see what happens here, guys. All right, pick number 28 for the Buffalo Sabres. A lot of good names, most notably probably Brad Lambert still on the board. Seamus Casey out of the USN TDP. Lane Hudson ranked 3rd best available, also out of the USN TDP. I know I just again either any of those 3 guys is fine with me, but
yeah,
if you're asking me who I want, we already know. I want Lane Hudson. The kid to me is just unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody made a good point on a tweet I put out. I was like, listen, you know, like maybe Buffalo can snag him in the second in fear that some GMs are afraid to spend a first on a defenseman of his size. Understandable. 100% understand that. But like, if you like the guy, just go get him. Just go get him.
Yeah.
I just love this kid.
Yeah.
Absolutely love this kid.
Number 1 fan.
I'm a huge Lane Lane Hudson guy, obviously.
Pick is in.
Bucks family plan
Pick is
gives
in.
you an up to
Pick
5
is in.
I got the Lane Hudson highlights on tap here, so we'll see what happens. Pick is in.
Here we go. Kevin making it. Yeah, it's the old Reinhardt trade, which is also looking better by the day with Levi and how he's progressed. Kevin's just, wheeling and dealing. 9 picks after this one, too.
Come on, Kevin with a Y. Let's go. Give me Lane Hudson, please.
He's up there. Never seen you like this before.
Oh, come on.
Here we go. Come on, Kevin. Oh.
Another center.
It's not interesting.
Off the board a little bit there.
Yeah. Hey, Kevin likes to go off the board a little bit. Interesting. Hey, let's see. Yuri Kulich, Czechia. He was ranked actually really highly by a lot of like TSN had him 18, McKean's 15, Craig Button 14, Central Scouting 13.
So it's not like it's off the board, like he fell. Like a lot of guys in this draft have fallen, but again, like I think when you get outside the top 10, it's really bound to go anywhere. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I just
especially this draft, like we talked about, after 5, it's just going to be really any pick can work because there's a lot of guys that are in that range that we said the Sabres will see at 9, 16, and possibly even 28 that they can take at that 9 pick.
Yeah.
Second player from Czechia that Kevin Adams has taken.
Mm-hmm.
Travis connecting to first.
Oh shit! No, whoopsie daisy. I fucks. Goddamn friggin'. I wrote out the tweet and it changed Yuri to Judy with a
Judy.
What? Yeah,
Good
Judy with an I.
Judy.
Good old Judy.
It's made me happy that the Sabres have put nameplates in all the jerseys. I feel like that's a good step in the right direction for the organization.
Yep.
You've seen a couple teams now.
No misspellings.
Yeah. A couple teams like Chicago hasn't done it. I don't think Dallas did.
Mm-mm.
It's nice to see the Sabres care a little bit. Kid's got a rocket.
Oh my god.
Fucking.
So we'll bring up his some of his highlights here in a second, like we have with both Savoy and Oswin.
Scored 9 goals and the top.
Look at the size of that jersey on him too, by the way.
Swimming in it.
Another trade.
Oh.
Yep. Oh, that's the trade from earlier. Yep.
Yeah. 6 foot tall. Another lefty. 6 foot 172. Wow.
So
happy for Kevin.
They did it again. Son of a oh god, no.
Gotta rip him right off the computer. That's how I do it.
Yeah, this is driving me nuts. I like the pick. I think we probably would have. I think most would have expected Lambert there. I'm kind of surprised there's a chance that Lambert falls out of the first round here. I mean, it's very possible.
This feels like Kaliev a couple years ago.
Yeah.
it's been sitting at the best available spot for picks and picks and picks, and until finally someone grabs it. I feel like that'd be a good Arizona pick. Like, throw him in the system, let him play in front of some ASU fans, get his feet wet, and go from there.
I'm blown away, man. I'm not blown away that they didn't take Lane Hudson because, again, he was projected to be a later first round, maybe early on the second day. So I'm not upset about it, but like I think if you like a guy, you go get him. Maybe they don't like him as much as I do. Romanoff, Lane, here we go.
I don't
Finally,
know if anyone likes him as much as you do.
Dewey Crocs in the group chat was absolutely losing his mind, and now he's all doo about Romanoff. Okay. Hit so hard on the ice, your mother feel. Could you imagine Brad Lambert coaching his son for the Isles? Probably a recipe for disaster, to be honest with you.
Maybe, yeah, Lambert goes to the Isles. Jack Hughes goes to Montreal. We got a fun little thing going on there.
Yeah, right? That would be pretty funny, but
see.
I don't know. So that being said, we'll bring up our final thoughts here. Yuri. Looks like Buffalo's day is done unless something crazy happens here. But Yuri Kulik, we'll share some screen here. Share screen. So, scouting report here on Yuri Kulik.
The new best way to make money online that nobody's talking about is something you've never heard of before. It's
ads.
Karlovy Vary hrají tady po třetí
Number 25.
za Zánek.
See here.
Přidávka na Kulicha, jde do souboje s Ohlavu vyšším. O několik kilogramů rozhodně, o několik kilogramů těžším vytázkem, ale velmi dobře tam teď kombinují karlovarští hokejisty. Tohle byla bleskulivá střela, která přišla od Tomáše Záborského hned po vhazování.
Good defensive play.
Zachar. Opět ve velmi dravém herním pojetí a nakonec toho profitoval David Grieger, který se tam obtočil ještě kolem karlovarského obránce a velmi nebezpečně. Eyman, Derner, je tam také Klepiš a vletí do party Ivan.
Yep.
Klepiš tedy znamená nedostal se to ke Kulikovi už povedlo, Kulik ještě posouvá puk pro Beránka a také sniper Petr Koblasa. Ten stále také zlínských bránících hráčů, teď Beránek si brusil pro přihrávku na domácí měli přesilovkový zámek, ale žádná
Kulik was the MVP of the U18s this year, I guess. So
tam bránili zlíští.
I do love all three picks being down the middle because again that's a position that Buffalo needs to get better and deeper at.
Get you options. Options isn't a bad thing. Arizona with the matching suits. They killed it.
See here,
take here.
Kulik.
Yeah.
Kohoutovi se nabízí Beránek. Beránek se také dostával do nebezpečné situace tváří v tvář. Tentokrát si počínal mnohem důrazněji a úspěšněji. Byla trošku nepřesnější, takže Kohout ani nedosáhl. Pro Kohouta do útočné třetiny. A tady už mají kotouž domácí. Kulik. Zkouší to kolem právě unavené. Ale to je samozřejmě ještě daleko zbývá 27 vteřin a to případně domácí mohou zužitkovat a využít tuto
How people listen to this when I upload it, they're just going to hear a guy just speaking.
Just going to town.
Kotouž vrací o mantinel na obránce Hanovním. Karlovarským třetím gólem Plutnar pálil pouze do zad slonícího Ference. Kulich. Kohout, Kulich. A Kulich se rozjíždí, nabírá rychlost, zasekává a stavuje si Kotouč na osám. Sedláček.
Maybe our boy Jack Hughes gets off the board here these last couple picks too.
Yeah, never know.
Až teď Kulich, ale neměl
Get him to Tampa.
Jakub Flek zdatně sekunduje Martinu Kohoutovi. Flek je tebe. Znovu Jerkal, ten první útok Indiánů si teď vytvořil tlak v útočném pásmu a dobře se drží na kotouči. A Jiří Kulik dobře zapracoval za vlastní brankou. Jiří Kulik v 17 letech teď na kotouči a samosilovka. Slice, tady je Martin Lang. Martin Lang dostal hodně prostoru.
So Arizona took Maverick Lemerau from Drummondville.
Prostoru
29.
Nakonec kotouč získávají domácí Jan Dufek, ale u něj je hodně důrazný Jiří Kulik.
Winnipeg's up
A
here.
znovu Jiří Kulik perfektně si tam dělá prostor, aby kotouč měl před sebou a znovu Jiří Kulik. Skvělá práce. Ukazoval to i tady a v Plzni, ale teď zbytečná ztráta ve středním pásmu a je tady kombinace Bulíře a zakončujícího Filipa Přikryla. Michal Bulíř.
One second here.
Startuje Jiří Kulik. Jiří Kulik, dobrá klička. Jiří Kulik převedl. Výborné vedení kotouče.
Good release.
Jiří Kulik. Ale s velkým přehledem. Zablokovat. Tady je Kulich, který ukazuje velikánskou travost.
Check out this verbo.
So,
Michael, they're your cousins.
pretty creative. I like it. Like you mentioned earlier, I like his release.
Looks like a good top 9 forward for the Sabres. Like, kind of brings that speed, but in a controlled way. You know, good on the wall, good with the puck. And can put the puck in the back of the net when he's found open there.
I think that, you know, I said at the start of this, I want to see Buffalo get deeper down the middle, and that's what they did. So how can I be upset? You know, like I'm not. Like they did. I think this is a good draft.
Yeah,
he was the MVP of the U18s. You know, again, good breakaway speed, skilled stick handler, good finishing shot, and like you said, he protects the puck well. And even though he's not big, he plays big, right? He plays like outside of his own frame.
Exactly. Just he moves so well, and it seemed to work hard too, especially in those D zone clips. Worked hard. And that's something that the Sabres would need, is a guy that, you know, like a Dylan Cousins-esque, can work hard in his own zone and produce points once in a while when called upon. That'd be a good pick.
Yeah, I like it. I just
not that sexy pick of Hudson, you know.
Yeah, I hope he's there on day 2. I hope he doesn't get picked here at the end of the first, and I hope Kevin just really. I think Kevin's good down the middle, right? I think you might go defense with that first pick.
I think we're going on centers now.
But I don't know. But again, you know, we've been on here for what, like. You've been on for almost 4 hours here.
4 hours. We spent a lot of time together.
But that did not seem like 4 hours.
I think picks 16 through 28 were a little bit longer, but
yeah.
I mean, it took probably 20 minutes by the time we got going till the first pick. And then it was crazy from that point on.
Hey, like Isles needed that puck moving D-man more than anything. Romanoff only a -9 on that dog shit Habs team. He's going to be a stud, hopefully. So it looks like Dewey Crocs has come around to Romanoff playing on the island next year. So, you know,
I like that decor for
Dewey. You know, good for him. He gets, you know, they lose Devin Teus and they get Romanoff. I mean, it depends on how you judge that. One's a Stanley Cup champion, the other one isn't. So, but with that being said, again, Jets on the board per the Rangers Andrew Kopp trade. I got nothing else for tonight. Like I said, I'm happy. I'm happy with what Buffalo did. They got deep down the middle. I would expect them to either address.
Lambert's off the board. Winnipeg.
Good. So we'll see what happens here. hopefully Lane Hudson is still there day 2 for my boy Kevin Adams to scoop him up. An absolute steal, if you ask me, at wherever he goes, because I think he is absolutely a first round player and a huge sleeper, if you ask me. So, Carson, you got anything else?
Yeah, I mean, with these last couple of picks, if Lane Hudson's still on the board, everyone send your thoughts and prayers to Duane, who won't be able to sleep tonight, just thinking about what Kevin can do to pick him up. But
Please get him.
This has been fun, those first 5 picks, like seeing Wright slide down, all that stuff, and it was exciting. Like I said it earlier, I'm still sweating from that time. It was exciting, fun time. I'm glad we're able to do this. Hopefully, the Sabres can build upon that tomorrow and add some key pieces here.
Yeah. So, but I'll probably rip out I'll hang up and listen sometime tomorrow, guys, to give you my recap. Hopefully have a few guests on with me too. Carson, if you're available, you can join as well.
Yeah.
You've been a part of this journey with me since pretty much the beginning of this stream. So
yeah, we've been going strong here.
We have been. If this was the NFL draft, it'd be going till like 2:00 in the morning. So
yeah.
But again, man, I got nothing else. I'm happy with Savoy, Oslin, and Kulik. Deeper down the middle, you address a concern and you build the pipeline, right, at the most important position outside of your nuts. So with that being said, guys, I'll hang up and listen. Carson, looks like you need to get to bed.
I've watched a lot of highlights today.
Put your hair net up a little bit. Protect the hair, as I would.
Hey, I get to keep it now. My trustometer and Kevin Adams at an all-time high. So
trustometer at all-time high. I love it. That being said, guys, brought to you by Outlet Liquor, the place to buy a case. Tampa Bay is on the clock, and I'll hang up and listen. Thanks for sticking here with us, for those who have, for almost four friggin' hours. And we will talk to you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you guys.